a victory here tonight, you can see it would throw a log jam at the top. The head coaches, Dick Tomey, what a job. 7th year at Arizona, 59% this season, 7-0. And across the way, Terry Donahue, 18 seasons here with the Bruins. And I think if you figure that up, Michael, it's averaging at least 8 wins a year. Donahue has been outstanding since coming to Westwood. Very noisy crowd as you look at Merton. He has reached the end zone over half the times that he has kicked it off. And it's Kerry Taylor who is back in the deep single safety for the Wildcats of Arizona. Possible trip to the Rose Bowl riding on this one. Merton is ready. He's whistled in, and this Pac-10 action is underway. Make it 24 out of 41. So here are the starters on offense for Arizona tonight. At quarterback, out of San Diego, California, has to play mistake-free football tonight if Arizona is going to be successful in this one. The wide receivers, his leader is 84 Troy Dickey, a senior out of Houston, Texas, by way of Coffeyville, Kansas Junior College. And the offensive line, very good and very active, Warner Smith, probably the steadiest of the performers up there at right guard, number 64. Defensively, Arizona ranked #1 in the nation. But can the offense get something going tonight? First pass tipped at the line of scrimmage and knocked away. And let's take a look at the starters on defense for the Bruins of UCLA. In the middle of the down 3, George Casey. He's the hardest worker on this defensive unit for the Bruins. The linebackers, they're very good ones, but particularly watch for number 95, Jameer Miller, one of the 11 semifinalists for the Butkus Award. And in the secondary, many of the scouts say Marvin Goodwin may be as good a safety as there is in the country. You'll get an opportunity to judge tonight. A junior out of Camden, New Jersey. Running play, and they will go to the 24-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down and long as Werner comes up to make the stop on Billy Johnson.
Ron, I was at practice Wednesday, and you're looking at Chuck Levy, number 4, the running back, who most of the Arizona coaches say can do it all. And he's got an ankle sprain, but will play tonight. Watched him. He was limping around a little bit on Wednesday. Didn't practice a lot, but they are going to play him tonight.
3rd down. The line to make for the Wildcats is the 30. And look at the Bruins crowded at the line of scrimmage. Going to go up on top, nobody home, and it will be punting time. 1, 2, 3. And regardless of how good your defense is, that offense is going to have to be more productive than that tonight.
Well, when you have a great defense like Arizona, on the other side of the field, UCLA is going to prove that they're equally a strong defense, and they're going to try to put pressure on the Arizona offense all evening.
Matt Payton is back in punt formation, and Paul Gibdry, number 12, he's a redshirt freshman out of Cerritos, California, has dropped back to around the 35. Bruins drop off 5. Good coverage kick. Fair catch is signaled for and is made at the 38-yard line. Here are the starters for the Bruins on offense tonight. Wayne Cook. The coaches say, well, he's just gotten better and better. And as far as wide receivers, we've all heard about him one time or another this year. 44 catches, 13 touchdowns. J.J. Stokes, only a junior out of San Diego, may be the best receiver in this country. And an All-American preseason at right tackle, Vaughn Parker, number 68 at 6'4", 300 pounds. He is a senior out of Buffalo, New York. As they go up against the nation's #1 defense. Play action. They'll throw on 1st down, and the pass was trapped. No, he caught it. Here's a look at the starters on defense. Rob Waltrip, the nose guard, number 92. He is one of the finalists for the Lombardi Award this year. The linebackers, they're very good, and boy, they're active. They will come up and really take your hat on. Sean Harris, a junior from right there in Tucson. He's a semifinalist for the Butkus Award. And in the secondary, Brandon Sanders. Well, if there is a better hitter in the Pac-10, I don't know who it is. He really comes up and meets the ball carrier. Option play, open side of the field, and there's the defense. They average giving up per ball game only 16 yards rushing per game.
Ron, the key in the ball game for UCLA, some courtesy runs inside. Got to throw the football, but I'm going to tell you, right here is the key to the defense. Tony Bowie, number 3. UCLA needs to throw the football deep, but outside away from number 3. So the long balls should be thrown from the hash, right around the hash, outside away from Tony Bowie.
Ricky Davis is the only setback for UCLA. Shotgun formation with 3rd down, and they need to take it to the 49. Pressure coming up the middle, pass and almost intercepted. And it was Sean Harris who had the big interception and return of a fumble in that win against Illinois.
Good pressure by Teddy Bruschi, number 68, just really put some heat on Wayne Cook, but now you feel each other out a little bit. Both defenses gained the edge in the first series. Now both offenses need to go to work.
Richard Dice is the man back deep for the Wildcats as you look at Schrager. Darren with an average of 36.9. Left footer gets it away. Light pressure on him. This is a very long and good coverage kick, but he'll return it. For the 16, tries to go back to the middle of the field, and the Bruins are right there to nail him at the 19-yard line. 40 yards in the kick and only 4 on the return. So let's take a break. 12 minutes, 36 seconds left here at the Rose Bowl. We have no score.
Listen closely.
Some movers and shakers on this field.
I'll tell you. Well, he's in the ball game. Chuck Levy tries to turn the corner. Ball is loose for a second, and they say, nope, everything is fine at the 21-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2. And, Mike, probably the point that you made that is so well taken. They've got good running backs as he's coming right out of the ball game. But it's just that he has that extra flash, that extra cut and step.
The only problem you have is when you coach him like Dick Tomey, you make a decision to play him tonight. If he continues to hurt his ankle, he's not going to be well for the rest of the season. Do you rest him and get him full and back? But I don't know. And Dick Tomey believes tonight he needs him in this ball game.
Carter gets the handoff left side, has 5 yards, 6 and 7. And let's go down and check in on the sidelines with Adrian Karsten. Adrian?
Ron, you and Coach make a great point about Levy's injury, because I'm told by the coaching staff and medical staff of Arizona, don't expect to see him in a punt return or kickoff return position tonight, just in the backfield.
Okay, Adrian, and that's, of course, that's one of the areas we talk about, his all-purpose yardage and all-purpose help for this football team. They would love to have him in those positions, but if they could just get him for running back for a few plays, I think it would be very helpful. 3rd down, they need about 1.5 yards. Quick snap, Carter. He's not going to have it. That's a nice job in the middle of that defensive front. You can see some pushing. Werner is the man down at the bottom of the stack. Also, Edwards came up to help.
Arizona has to win the running battle tonight. They have to establish the run game. They're going to measure for the first down. But when you have a great defense, Ron, sometimes your offensive play calls are to the defense. You don't want to get too fancy because you don't want your offense to lose the game. You want your defense to win it.
What he missed it by, and immediately Dick Tomey sends his punting unit on the field. So it is 3 and out, 2 in a row for Arizona.
You know exactly what Bobby Fields told his defense. Hey, they talk about the great defense of the Desert Swarm. Let's show them that we can play some defense tonight also. It's a challenge for both defenses.
You know, Mike, as great as this Arizona defense is, I do think that possibly the UCLA defense is a little oversighted. They're far better than average, aren't they?
They're an outstanding defense.
No catch. Ball is loose. Scramble at the 39, and UCLA holds on.
When you have two great defenses like this, Ron, a turnover could be the difference in this game.
You're exactly right. So let's take a timeout. 10:42 left, opening quarter. UCLA about to come to bat again.
Well, UCLA offensive game plan wise has to be courtesy runs inside, but get the ball outside in the corners, running the football, throw deep against corner in the strong safety.
UCLA this time just begins in the shotgun formation. Quick out pass. He's got it there. J.J. Stokes bumped out of bounds after a gain of 4. And of course, you could see help over there immediately. And the Arizona coaches have said, you got to be so careful because you know he's going to get one.
Well, he's so big, J.J. Stokes, and he makes you miss. But Wayne Cook has to win this game tonight with the wide receivers of UCLA. This is a passing game win tonight. They have to win throwing the football.
Right up the middle, has a couple, now 3, and that's very close to a first down. They're going to spot it at the 38-yard line as Waltrip is down at the bottom of the stack. Waltrip, a senior out of Phoenix, Arizona. The big nose guard, extremely active. Bench press is 500 pounds and better.
You know, last year, Ron, in the game versus Arizona, UCLA had 3 cracks at the 1-yard line against this defense and couldn't get it in the end zone, settled for a field goal. So when you're looking at 3rd and 1, that's a tough one to pick up. Maybe an option outside. Look for him to try to go outside.
Davis hit in the backfield, and just what Mike is talking about. And it's Waldrop who is there. Folks, in this game, the biggest cheer may come, first of all, not for a touchdown or a field goal. It may be for who gets the initial first down of the night, because we don't have one yet.
Next 3rd and 1, you can bet one thing's going to happen for Terry Donahue. He's either going to throw the football or take it outside. Rob Waldrop, number 92, Gil Brandt, who picks the players for the East-West game, former Dallas Cowboys, says he reminds him a lot of Randy White, the great player who played for the Cowboys out of Maryland.
Flag at the line of scrimmage. Fair catch is called for and is made at the 15. That's a 39-yard kick. Now let's go back and check the marker at the line of scrimmage. Arizona says it is against UCLA. Mike, with that field position, I'm not too sure I might not make them kick it again.
Well, they're trying to find somebody to ask.
Yep, that's what they're going to do. And I'll tell you, Paul Guidry took a heck of a chance. I know he was waiting to see if there was going to be a fumble, but if you want to take it to
illegal formation on the offense, they had 6 men on the line. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, 4th down.
Guidry took a chance. He was waiting for the fumble, but if you take it very, very literally, he was within 2 yards of the receiver.
Ron, keep your eye on Brandon Sanders, number 18 for Arizona. He's their big playmaker in the kicking game, blocking kicks.
The punt is nullified in its entirety, a 5-yard penalty against the Bruins.
Good pass, pressure from the outside. This is an even better kick. Calls for a fair catch, lets it go over his head, and it goes out of bounds inside the 5 at the 2. Let's go down to Adrian Karsten. Adrian.
Well, Ron, there's been a lot of talk about how tough it is to run against this Arizona defense, this Desert Swarm. Well, let's put it in perspective. Y'all know there's 90 feet between the base paths on a baseball diamond. Well, look at this. If you're going to try and run against these guys, you literally wouldn't get to first base. As you explained earlier, they only average 16 yards or give up 16 yards a game. 106 total for the season. That's an average of a half yard per carry, which means you'd never make it home. Against the run, this is the best defense in the history of college football.
Up until this point, that's right. In fact, to further what Adrian is saying, Mike, up until last week's game, they were giving up only 6.3 yards rushing per game.
As Joe Nutso said, the old baseball player, rounding 3rd and heading home. They haven't made it yet.
Straight ahead with a running play as they'll just try to squeeze out as much as they can. This is Billy Johnson.
It's a game of field position tonight. Both teams trying to jockey for field positions, as you see West Virginia 43-0 against Syracuse. West Virginia's had the UCLA's had the better of field position this point, but the Arizona defense is tough to crack.
I tell you, the BYU club would tell you that. They were devastating against them, but they had 11 quarterback sacks in that one. Quick pitch. Carter, and he'll take it out to the 8-yard line.
Now, if you're calling plays or calling defensive signals, you're looking for a break of turnovers. You see UCLA's turnover margin, plus 2.4 per game, leads the nation. They're a big play team, Ron. Force a lot of turnovers on defense, big play team on offense, big yardage plays.
Well, Levy has just come into ball game. For the Wildcats, it is 3rd down, and they need the ball at the 12-yard line. We have just gone under 8 minutes first quarter. Still neither team with a first down. White rolls the pocket, throws it, and just throws it out of bounds. Vaughn was the closest man to it. So Arizona will have to punt it away.
Safe call by Arizona, just high on the throw. But now I expect Homer Smith, the offensive coordinator of UCLA, to open it up against this Arizona defense. He has to challenge them deep, Ron, and he's got to challenge them in this series because he should have good field position.
Well, Matt Payton is going to be 8 yards deep in his own end zone, and Paul Guidry this time is inside the 50-yard line. So the Bruins stand to get very good field position. Not a very good kick. Out of bounds, and that thing may be shy of the 40-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 39. Well, coming up tomorrow, NFL Game Day, noon Eastern Time. No football Sunday complete without ESPN's NFL Game Day. Tomorrow's top stories: why can't the Jets win? Don Shula, the man behind the fish. And what would your favorite NFL player wear for Halloween? We'll find out. NFL Primetime then at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. All today's scores and highlights, including Don Shula attempting to tie George Halas of the all-time NFL victory list. The fastest 60 minutes in television, ESPN's NFL Primetime. That's only 31 yards in that punt. There's going to go up on top, and the defensive back is falling down, and he overthrows it. Good heavens. There was a sure 6 points. Kevin Jordan, because the defensive back had lost his footing.
You're only going to get so many chances against this Arizona defense, and you have Kevin Jordan, who's going to be one-on-one all night against this Arizona defense. But remember, Ron, you have to throw outside because of the presence of the free safety number 3. There's no help outside. Kevin Jordan's wide open. Spencer Ray fell down. Just too far on the throw.
Gave a little push there on the cross stick. 2nd down and 10. Ricky Davis, he only set back, and they give it to him. And Davis will pick up a tough 2, and that's it, as Rob Waldrop is there to nail him. And that's 3 tackles for Waldrop already.
I talked to Homer Smith the other day, and sitting in on the quarterback meeting, he told the quarterbacks, he said, get ready for a gut-grinding game. And he's got himself a good quarterback. He really likes Wayne Cook, good ball handler, and he feels like he really understands his offense.
Well, they say he keeps getting better and better. You remember he injured the game in the first game last year, was out for the season, missed all of 92. Arizona with a rare blitz coming right up the middle. Launches his pass. Stokes is there. Touchdown UCLA. Receptions this year, but 22 total. And the amazing thing about it is he's from San Diego, and Mike, when he came out of high school, San Diego State, for one, tried to recruit him, and they wanted to recruit him as a tight end.
Well, a lot of people because of his size, but I'm not so sure if San Diego State would have got him to campus. I'm sure he'd have been a wide receiver, but a lot of people liked him for a lot of different positions because of his size.
Let me kick it off to Taylor. Arizona unable to return the kick because of the depth.
J.J. Stokes, now watch him work inside. Stop it right here. Now he's working a skinny post to try to stay away from the free safety, but watch Wayne Cook's ball will take him outside again, take him away from the free safety. See the ball being thrown by Wayne Cook, working against Jay Phillips. Keep the ball outside. Touchdown, J.J. Stokes.
Phillips didn't get there. And it is 7-0. And in a ball game like this with these two defenses, any points are just huge. Pass is caught by Vaughn. Just inside the 40-yard line, and let's go down to Adrian Karsten.
To put a period on that J.J. Stokes record-breaking reception and touchdown, he told his coach Rick Neuheisel before he came back in the game, look, I can beat Jay Phillips if you give me the inside release. Usually on that pattern, he breaks to the outside, but he went to the inside. Something he told me earlier in the week, he saw Stanford beat Jay Phillips with the same route.
Well, Adrian, what we are seeing on the field right now is Dan White, the quarterback. And if he goes out, Brett Batten still has an injured shoulder. It's interesting that I was talking to Josephson, Les Josephson, who does their broadcast, and he said if we lose him, he said we got a tough situation.
Well, he seemed to get hit in the back by Jameer Miller, but I think they'll go to Brady Batten. I mean, he's the young freshman. He's only thrown 3 passes, but he is a talented young player. Now they're warming both quarterbacks up, Ryan Hessen, and be interesting to see who comes in, but I think it's going to be number 10, Brady Batten.
Batten, the freshman from Bakersfield, he bruised his shoulder back on September the 25th. As you get a close look at Dan White, and for Hessen, he was a walk-on. He now has a scholarship, but he is a freshman out of Tucson.
Only thrown 3 passes this year, Ron, but very talented according to the Arizona coaches.
Now, Mike, if you're UCLA, we saw the pressure that they were able to put on BYU. Do you do the same thing to try to shake up the young, inexperienced quarterback?
What you do now is try to gang up on the running game because you figure they're going to bring him in and run the football.
Straight ahead with Billy Johnson, Jameer Miller from that outside linebacking spot.
You have to figure if you're Bobby Field, the defensive coordinator, they're going to give him a few plays to settle down. Now, maybe they'll let him throw something safe, but I think they'll try to run the football.
And now Jameer Miller is shaken up. You can see he hops up off the ground, but he is walking toward the bench and is either winded or he's shaken after that play.
How about what's going through Brady Batten's mind right now? A young freshman right out of high school and the biggest game of his life for the Rose Bowl, and all of a sudden you're behind 7-0 and you're on the field. That's what you practice for every day. The opportunity comes. You have to be ready.
Jameer Miller being assisted off the field for the Bruins.
But when this happens, it obviously limits what you had as far as an offensive game plan.
Well, he doesn't get as many reps as the first-team quarterback.
Short drop, quick out pass, and it's caught at the 46-yard line by Kerry Taylor. Short of the first down, and it'll be 3rd down, and Arizona's going to need about 3 to pick up the first.
Gave him a little safe pass just to get his confidence. As you see, Jameer Miller, number 95, injured on that last play for UCLA. I would think run here, Ron, for Arizona.
Vaughn comes back in. Lamont Lovett is one of the running backs for Arizona. And the other, number 4, Chuck Levy. And it's Levy. Blocker in front. Turns the corner. And I don't know. This is very close. I think he got the first down. Bennett is the man who comes up from the secondary. And Michael, if he gets it.
If he gets the first down, it's because the effort of number 4, Chuck Levy.
It'll be the second first down for the Wildcats, but most importantly, that defense can't keep having a 3-4-5 play and then back out on the field again, regardless of how good they are.
Mark Lunsford, the running back coach, told me about Chuck Levy. He says got the whole package. Speed, strength, he can go the distance.
Well, they're going to have it.
Ron, now all of a sudden, if you're calling the plays for Arizona, you're thinking of your defense a little bit because you know if you don't continue the drive, you'll pin them in the hole. But now you have to show a little more confidence to Brady Batten also.
7-0 UCLA leads. We're about to go under 5 minutes left in this opening quarter from the Rose Bowl. Levy spins off one tackle and winds up picking up yardage, and it's not that much, but most backs wouldn't have gotten that. UCLA says that they have recovered a fumble, and let's see. UCLA football. Donnie Edwards comes up with the football.
I think it's Marvin Goodwin, too. Number 22 involved in it also, Ron. Ron, they practiced since last spring. UCLA defense, they didn't get a lot of turnovers. All of a sudden, they start talking about stripping the football, just not tackling, but try to bring your arm and pull the ball loose. Bobby Field teaches it in practice, and boy, they've been getting turnovers, stripping the football.
It was hard to see where that ball came out. Looked like he was on the ground, didn't it? They fake the sweep, bootleg. Defense stays at home, and he still throws it complete at the 35-yard line. Stokes was there.
It's a game of throwing the football. If UCLA is to win this football game, Wayne Cook, number 15, has to win the ball game with the receivers and good pass protection. There's the turnovers. Has converted 14 of the last 20 turnovers into points. 8 touchdowns, 6 field goals.
18 yards in the pass play. Draw play. Davis. And he will have close to 10 yards in the play as Bowie comes up from his free safety position to stop him.
Neat play by UCLA. Wayne Cook's going to run the draw. Watch the quarterback fake and pump the football like he's going to throw, just to hold the linebackers a step, then dumps the ball off, hands it off to Ricky Davis, number 31. That little fake run, that little pump fake, held the linebackers long enough for the offensive lineman to block them.
Bruins leading 7-0 and on the march again. About to go under 4 minutes left in this opening quarter. Sets to throw deep over the middle. Almost intercepted and should have been by Phillips. And Jay could have gone a long way to make amends for allowing that touchdown a moment ago.
Well, he was in good position on this for the interception. Number 29, he felt it was going to be a skinny post all the way. J.J. Stokes with a little post, but the ball's thrown behind, and Jay Phillips almost picked it off.
Running play at the line of scrimmage, and it's just how tough it is. Skip Hicks is going to have maybe a gain of 1.5 yards, and that's about it. It'll be third down.
Courtesy runs inside. That's all it is. You run draws. Draws your best running play inside. Courtesy, everything else. Now you're thinking you want the first down. You want to keep the drive going, but you're also thinking 3 on that scoreboard now, making it 10-0 against Arizona with the second-team quarterback's not too bad either.
No. In fact, 10 points, the way the UCLA defense is playing is equally as huge as if Arizona had.
Blitz all the way.
Harris coming up. They scored the last time he blitzed. That pass is incomplete. Kevin Jordan is the man that he wanted at the 20-yard line. And Harris this time got through. In the last play, they picked him up, and that was the difference.
I think you'll see UCLA sprint away the next time they see that blitz, because Sean Harris, number 49, is an excellent blitzing football team of Arizona on defense.
I think this attempt is going to come from 40 yards away by Merton. He's 13 of 17 this year. His longest 46, so the distance is no problem. UCLA, with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in his opening quarter, goes on top 10-0. A 39-yard field goal by Jeremy Merton. Well, the overhead shots of tonight's game being provided by the MetLife Blimp Snoopy 1. UCLA-Arizona game, by the way, is the Blimp's first stop on its 1993 winter tour. On the And let's go down to the sideline and hear from Adrian Karsten. Adrian.
Ron, updates on some injuries to key players in this ball game. First of all, Dan White, the Arizona quarterback, a sprained right knee. They are icing that now. Will continue for the rest of the first half. Told by the medical staff, see how he reacts to that treatment. Now, Jameer Miller, other side of the field. A pinched nerve right side of his neck. He's in a lot of pain. He will remain out for at least the rest of this quarter.
Okay. Both equally as important to their teams, but obviously that man right there, being the veteran signal caller for Arizona, they need him back desperately in this football game. A kick that'll be taken at the 6-yard line rather than let it go out of bounds. And Vaughn will bring it out close to the 30-yard line.
Ron, Bobby Field, now the defensive coordinator for UCLA, wants to speed up the action. He wants to make Arizona's offense play. He wants them to start throwing the football, make them play, and not let them play to their defense, but make them play to score some points, and now look for the turnover for UCLA. Defense, nice series, as you see Larry McDuck, the defensive coordinator, talking to the Arizona defense. Pretty good series for him. Gave up a couple pass plays, but other than that, they played very well on defense.
Well, Arizona, probably not a good habit to get into, but they fell behind. In last week's game against Washington State, they fell behind early in the Stanford game. As the pass is thrown complete, and you can see White heading to the locker room, and as Adrian said, they're going to check him out and see if he responds to the treatment. And whether he will be ready to go for the second half, we don't know.
Again, another safe pass by Brady Batten, allowing him to get outside. The call by Dwayne Aquina, the offensive coordinator. UCLA's thinking turnover. Arizona has to pick it up on offense.
Dice and Dickey, the two wide receivers, to the top of your screen on the second down and short. But they come with the pitch, and on the running play, Carter breaks it for the first down, and he'll take it out to the 45 as Greenwood is up from his quarterback spot to make the tackle. But it's a gain of 10. Greenwood playing with a broken finger. In fact, he missed last week's game. He's a junior out of Corpus Christi, Texas.
Good field position now for Arizona to turn loose a little bit with Brady Batten. You're going to let him throw, Ron. You want to let him throw around the 50. Young quarterback, give him a chance to be successful, but now you have to open it up.
Under 2 minutes left in the opening quarter. UCLA 10-0. They go straight ahead with Billy Johnson, and there's only about a yard there as Smalley trips him up. And Mike, again, short yardage on first down. They're really allowing UCLA to dictate almost what they're able to do.
Good point. They have to win first down. Arizona has to win at 4+ yards, 4, 5 yards. They can't keep going with 2 yards or 3 yards and force themselves into long yardage on second and third down, because that's when the mistake will come.
Antoine Carter to the right side, breaks it open, has another first down and takes it down to around the 41 as Shane Jasper, number 90, is holding on to him. So certainly the best series for the Arizona Wildcats so far, moving the football at all.
Good blocking by the offensive line. Antoine Carter, number 2, just explodes off the football. Good block by Billy Johnson, number 38. Ron, they really don't have a fullback. They've got 3 tailbacks, and Billy Johnson, who's playing fullback that just made that block, is really a tailback at 5'10", 200 pounds.
Gary Taylor at the bottom of your screen, sophomore from San Diego. His twin brother is Garrett, the tailback. Is caught by Taylor just as we speak of it. Interesting situation, Mike. One is a redshirt freshman, the other is a sophomore, because of the fact that Gary sat out last year. But they are identical twins. They say they're going to do it sometime at Arizona, but when they were in high school, they exchanged jerseys one day in practice. One went to the tailbacks, one went to the wide receivers, and the coaches never knew the difference.
If I had a twin, he'd be going to class all the time.
Oh, thank goodness there was not that clone around.
Even if I didn't have a twin, I'd have sent him to class for me.
Chuck Levy back at the ballgame and running back.
Flag comes in. And from where this one is thrown, well, we'll just wait and see. But Arizona with some momentum And this one looks as though it might go against the Cats.
It may be called on number 4, Chuck Levy.
Yep, they're going to call holding.
I think the call is on Chuck Levy as a lead blocker.
14 seconds left in this opening quarter.
Ron.
Holding on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat, second down.
Good news for UCLA. Jameer Miller is
Yeah.
back in the ball game, number 95, who can be a dominating football player for Terry Donahue.
Here's a good look at Jameer. When he was on the sideline, you could see the trainer trying to put a hand up underneath the shoulder pad. But it's a nerve that has been pinched as the clock has been whistled back in, and that'll be the last play of this first quarter. So let's take a timeout. UCLA 10, Arizona nothing. We'll be right back. Makes it a second down and very long with the draw play. Billy Johnson will take it back to the 39-yard line. Well, here's the storyline in the first quarter. Brady Batten replaces White at quarterback, and for UCLA, 3 points off 1 turnover. Controversial, possibly. We couldn't tell that he had fumbled. We thought the ground caused it. And Stokes, 3 receptions for 60 yards and 1 touchdown. From every side, and he's going to be sacked at the 39. Werner is the man who polishes him off.
Well, your question about whether you really try to heat up a freshman quarterback or not is answered. Donnie Edwards, number 22 on a blitz. Jameer Miller, number 95, is coming hard. Number 23, Donnie Edwards. Really no place for Brady Batten to throw the football. Matt Werner, number 92, in there. That's just a good defensive call by UCLA and Bobby Field.
And they are lining up to attempt a 56-yard field goal.
They can punt out of this also.
That's what they're going to do. McLaughlin takes the snap direct, will kick it, and being picked up at the 7-yard line. And Paul Guidry will be covered at the 11.
What that does for you, Ron, is you can't get a punt return when they do it like that with Steve McLaughlin punting.
So let's take a break. 10-0 UCLA. Will be right back. At Lincoln Mercury and the complete line of Lincoln luxury automobiles. Lincoln, what a luxury car should be. And by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Adrian Karsten from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. Opening moments of the second quarter. Play action, bootleg, 5 yards, 10 yards, and out to the 23. And that is most unlike the nation's leading defense right there, Mike.
Well, that was a run all the way by quarterback Cook. But let's go back to what a good call by Dick Tomey. Sets up a field goal so that UCLA cannot bring in their punt return team, and then snaps the ball to the place kicker, Steve McLaughlin. They knock it down to the 11. So a good call by Dick Tomey. Another good call by UCLA in their offense.
So Cook with a gain of 14 yards, and it gets the Bruins out of the hole. Davis with the run. Out of the 30. Being hit by Brewski. And right now, this game, as far as the pace, has been dictated by the Bruins.
All the way. Since the start of the ball game, UCLA's had a little bit of an edge here at home and both sides of the ball, offense and defense. But don't count out this Arizona football team, especially this defense.
Bruins will go with the shotgun formation with a 2nd down and 5. Quick pass. Complete. Jordan, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line to pick up the Bruin first down.
Kevin Jordan's in the best position tonight to have a big game, because with J.J. Stokes on the same field, he's going to be doubled most of the time. Kevin Jordan's always going to have a one-on-one situation on the outside, so he should have a big evening.
Good look at number 79, Jonathan Ogden, as they broke the huddle. 6'8", 296 pounds. He's only 19 years of age. Pass incomplete that time, as Wynn was the man that they wanted. You know, that's one of the few times in this first half that UCLA has not picked up anything on first down.
They've kept the Arizona defense off balance a little bit. And of course, as we talked earlier, Wayne Cook has to win this game. And with the wide receivers, he's 5 out of 10, setting the pace. J.J. Stokes on the sideline. That'll be good news for Arizona.
Handoff goes to Hicks, and he'll go for just a couple of yards as he takes it across the 46. And now it's going to be a 3rd down and long as Boyer's the man down at the bottom of the stack.
Ron, here's what makes this defense so difficult. You see number 88. He's the flex man, Sean Jarrett. They've got a front 4, which the front 4 is constantly trying to hit the gaps. 88's the wild card player who can do a lot of things, can go sideline, sideline, can blitz. And now here are the 2 linebackers. Very difficult defense to run the football against.
Cook gets away from one tackler, lost it, and it is going to be knocked down. And now here comes a pass in at the 12-yard line. Bowie is the man who knocked it down.
Interference on the defense. 15 yards, automatic first down.
When in doubt, Wayne Cook just throwing the ball deep down the field. It's Kevin Jordan, number 4, Claudius Wright, number 5, and Tony Bowie, number 3, all involved.
You know, that's strange. I guess because he was going down, he just tried to tackle him. The ball was knocked down, but you could see that the player on the outside tried to tackle him, so the flag was thrown. Steps up, gonna go on top, looking for Stokes. Incomplete at the 5-yard line. Jay Phillips with the cover this time, and he got some help as Bowie came over.
Well, you have to like the way Wayne Cook set this up. Oh, when he went back in the shotgun and had the football in his hand, he looks to the left side. He's trying to look off Tony Bowie, number 3. See him looking to the left? He freezes Tony Bowie just a step. Now he has J.J. Stokes on the outside, one-on-one versus Jay Phillips. And if you're UCLA, you'll take that every time.
Well, that's the truth. And as you could see, Phillips had very poor ball recognition. He never turned around and looked. He just put his hand up. Here's a draw play. Davis will take it for a couple of yards to the 35-yard line. Mike, the way the game plan has gone for UCLA, the Bruins really haven't been pressured on a passing play because they have kept them so off balance.
The reason they're not being pressured is because, number 1, the draw. Remember the draw, Ron. They keep showing it to Arizona to make sure they don't pressure him. And then everything that he's throwing is outside. They roll him out. Sometimes they'll get the ball in the shotgun. They've got an excellent plan against pressure. They'll move him again. And then this way, roll him out a little bit.
It's Davis in motion toward the sideline. You see the pressure to the outside, but a good pickup. Ball is thrown complete. J.J. Stokes will be manhandled there, and he'll have the first down as Bowie comes up to make the hit.
Ron, you have to credit Homer Smith, the offensive coordinator. They started working on Arizona in the spring last year. You see J.J. Stokes make the catch one-on-one. After getting just humiliated over Tucson last year, they came back, studied the defense, and they have a much better plan in this game.
Stokes in the sideline. He had a touchdown pass earlier in the evening. Here comes the sprint out. There's again Arizona, a little different look. Pass thrown complete at the 21. 21-yard line to win. Sanders was over trying to make the play, and he can't believe it. They're calling it complete.
Ron, when you come up with something new defensively, Larry McDuff, the defensive coordinator, really has established a good scheme here defensively. It's a lot like the Bears and Mike Ditka did with the 46 defense. It was hot for a long time, and no one could figure it out. Then all of a sudden, people got wise to it. But this defense is relatively new.
Davis, the only setback, gets the handoff and a little crease, and he's down to the 15 as Sanders comes up from the secondary, and Brandon makes the stop on him.
Good block by Matt Singston, number 73, and again, they're doing a great job of keeping Arizona off balance. Wayne Cook with the handoff to number 31, Ricky Davis, a very talented running back. You see the double team, and Matt Singston was able to get movement on Rob Waldrop.
About to go under 9 minutes left until halftime. The Bruins of UCLA 10-0 and driving again. Cook. Quick throw in the flat. Has that one completed out at the 10-yard line as Mike Wynn.
If you could draw this football game and you could explain what's happening, all the pass plays are outside the hash. You notice? All the deep throws are wide. All the flat passes are wide. Watch the two receivers for UCLA. Kevin Jordan, number 4 in the post pattern. Then Mike Wynn outside. They always have somebody short outside and somebody deep outside.
So there's a timeout. Arizona wants to talk it over. They're down 10-0.
Driver, do you have any Bud Light in your vehicle?
Yes. Delightful. It is 10-0 in UCLA right now with a second down, and they own the ball at the Arizona 9.5-yard line. Look at this stat. We talked about the run defense giving up only 15 a game. UCLA already with 45 tonight.
Kevin Jordan, number 4. Keep your eye on him. Wide receiver to the left.
Running back into the ground. Davis, and only a yard. Ball comes loose, and they say the ball was dead. Recovered by Hoffman of Arizona.
See, what Arizona has to not let happen is the players are getting a little frustrated over the calls. They feel like the interference wasn't interference. They felt like the earlier fumble wasn't a fumble, and they felt like they should have had that football. And Dick Tomey has to kind of keep them poised inside. Good play by Rob Waldrop, number 92.
That ball is out.
And it's out, and that's why they are frustrated. Whew. They've missed some calls, and they've all went against UCLA.
If they have gone against UCLA.
Against Arizona.
Against Arizona, they have. For the shotgun on third down. For the end zone, the ball is tipped and incomplete. So the Bruins will have an opportunity to kick the field goal, as Sean Harris is the man who was putting on the pressure.
Tried to go over the middle. Sean Harris again pressuring, and that's the first pass they really have thrown between the hashes. But 3 points in this ball game for UCLA is like gold.
It is. And they get an opportunity here on an opportunity that shouldn't be there, because the ball should have gone back to the Wildcats. From the 16.5-yard line. Good pass. Ball is down, and he's got it. 13-0 UCLA. Well, tonight's Lincoln Mercury students of the game are from Arizona, senior linebacker Sean Jarrett. Sean has a 2.8 majoring in finance. And from UCLA, sophomore nose guard George Case. He has a 3.4 majoring in pre-economics. He is involved also in the UCLA Community Service Program. And our congratulations to these two youngsters.
Bob Palcic, the offensive line coach of UCLA, has to be happy with the way his line is opening up some holes in pass protecting against the Arizona defense.
Merton will will kick it off as you look over at the sideline. And you're right. The Arizona football team a little bit frustrated over what happened a moment ago. The fumble earlier that cost them 3 points when they were called for a turnover. So, but they got to forget that, because it's already in the books, and there are 6 points there. Whether they agree with it or not is in the record.
Well, Dick Tomey is a very poised football coach. He will not get upset, and he'll keep his football team in this ball game.
This is Taylor from the 2. Breaks it out to the 34-yard line. And let's go down to the sideline and Adrian Karsten.
Ron, potentially some very good news for the offensive unit to the University of Arizona. Dan White has come out of the locker room with a very heavily taped right knee and a protective brace now. I've been watching him very closely. He got a helmet back on. He was warming up over here, but having some very great problems trying to plant that right knee that's the injured one and throw off of it. I think they're going to keep going with Batten here for the moment.
But he's not even warming up, which would tell me, Ron, he's out. And, at this point, Brady Batten is the player that's going to have to bring Arizona back.
Look, for UCLA, you can see 8 folks very close to the line of scrimmage as they roll the pocket, and the pass is overthrown. Billy Johnson is the man that he wanted in the flag. And Arizona has a player down. Mu Tangawai, the big left tackle, 6'4", 300 pounds, junior out of Honolulu, is the man who is shaken up on the play.
Lots of scores are coming across, and I think one of the guttiest performances in college football this year, Eric Zier, the quarterback in Georgia. I mean, playing with a ball club that lost Garrison Hurst, Andre Hastings, and this kid just keeps lighting the scoreboard up and gives his team a chance to win. I know Ray Goff has to be very proud of Eric Zier.
He came so close today. If the timeout was not called when it was, that one, would it have been a 2-point conversion, or would they have kicked the extra point? I think Ray Goff probably would have gone for the 2. Mu Tangawai being helped off the field. You can see he's limping. It's either a right knee or ankle. So Eric Johnson, a senior out of Glendale, Arizona, will come in replacing him. He's 6'1", 271. UCLA, 7:58 left to play until halftime. Pressure. Batten's going to be sacked. It's George Case, the nose guard. That gives him 5.5 sacks for the year. And as I mentioned in the starting lineups, Mike, the coaches and the other players say, they call him Psycho, but they say he just may be the hardest worker on that football team on defense.
His mom's proud of that. My son, Psycho. George Case really with a great effort coming up the field, making a tackle. But, Ron, the key is first down again for Arizona. You can't be in second and third and long against this UCLA defense.
Third down, and the line to make is out at the 44.
Looked a little confused, and sometimes when you have a freshman quarterback and hasn't worked with the unit, a little bit difficult.
And a timeout was called as the clock was down to 1 second. It was about to cost him 5 more yards, so we will take it with him. 7:12 left until halftime, and a confused Arizona team right now. Take the ball out to the 44-yard line. We mentioned George Case just a moment ago as a really hard worker, and his teammates call him Psycho. He says he patterns his play after Joe Klecko. On the shotgun, steps up and going to go on top for this one, and there's nobody home. Jameer Miller was pressuring the quarterback, and I guess the closest person to it was Richard Dice, number 17, but he had been bumped out of his route.
The play was bad from the start because it was a very bad snap from center in the shotgun. Brady Batten never really had a chance to get set up, and then Jameer Miller again with good pressure. They need a big-time punt right here out of Matt Payton.
Look at Paul Guidry, the redshirt freshman from Cerritos, California. This is the best punt of the night by Payton. Adrian backs up, makes the fair catch. It's 25, and it's a 44-yard boot. And let's check in once again with Adrian.
Well, Ron, the brush fires in the surrounding Sierra Madre region have made national headlines with some of the parking lots outside the Rose Bowl being used for helicopters involved in this massive firefighting effort. These helicopters drop about 150 to 200 gallons out of these big, huge buckets. And on a very personal note, the tragedy of these fires this week, Ron, felt by Arizona assistant coach Johnny Lynn, who had a house in Altadena. Now, Lynn is a Pasadena native, went to Muir High School here, of course, played for the New York Jets. Although the house burned to the ground, he told me he intends to rebuild. Fortunately, no one was injured, but the tenants of Johnny's house, Ron, had about 5 minutes notice to get out of it.
It's been an extremely difficult situation for families here in Southern California. Thanks, Adrian. Avery Anderson on the receiving end. We do want to add one footnote to that. Somehow, on one of the wire services, the word got out that it was a family home, and it was not his family's home. There were some people who were renting the house who were staying in it. And thank goodness they were able to get out. But the house was destroyed. It's a house that he had built when he was playing for the Jets. Gain of 8, second down and about 2. And boy, the big thing for Arizona right now, Mike, is just to make a stop here and get a punt back, and if nothing else, get into the locker room, not giving up any more points to UCLA. Already down 13. Maybe they can regroup. Here's the draw play again. Going to be short of the first down as Davis is hit at the 34-yard line. And they'll still need about a yard for the first. Osborne there defensively.
They're frustrating the defensive front of Arizona. Teddy Bruschi, number 68, who Dick told me is the best effort player he's ever seen in his life. That big emotional player. They need an emotional play right now. They need something out of this defense to turn the game. It's in the defense's hands now.
Yeah, Bruschi, 12.5 sacks and also almost 20 tackles for losses this year. Play action, puts it on a hip, and the ball is thrown complete to Kevin Jordan at the 44-yard line.
One receiver route, Ron, to the outside. Kevin Jordan just hooking, staying outside, not allowing the linebacker to get under in coverage, and moving Homer Smith with his plays, moving Wayne Cook around. Teddy Bruschi, you can watch. Number 68, pressure inside. Now he feels it outside, beats the block, gets his hands up in the air. Good effort by number 68, Teddy Bruschi.
Shotgun again on first down, and he's going to go up on top for Stokes. Just overthrown. Phillips with the cover, and also you can see number 3, Tony Bowie, coming over to try to help him out.
Here's how much they worry about number 3, Tony Bowie, in center field. They know there's going to be pressure, but watch the pump fake by Wayne Cook. After he gets the football, stop it right there. There's the little pump to the right side. Now he's going to throw the football. Pump just to hold Tony Bowie in the middle of the field so that he can get J.J. Stokes down the corner.
Go with the draw play. Boy, what a hit at the line of scrimmage, and he will go absolutely nowhere. That's Brant Boyer this time, one of the 2 middle linebackers. He's a Snow Junior College player, and you know, one of the biggest arguments, Mike, that goes on with this football team, and I'll tell you more about it in just a minute.
There's the fake again, Ron, trying to hold the linebackers, but I'll tell you, Brant Boyer didn't want to buy that at all. That fake's over for today. Brant Boyer, number 48, just ran through Ricky Davis, number 31. This is the play they need, Ron, Arizona defensively. They need a turnover.
Third and 11, lost the pass, incomplete. Stokes couldn't hold on just a little too far, and it was Sanders with the cover.
Another pattern where they have a deep receiver down the corner and somebody in the flat. Good coverage. Brandon Sanders, number 18. Sanders is a sophomore, just a very outstanding player as a sophomore. Coaches say his intensity, he's the catalyst of the defense.
Trigger with the kick, barely gets it away. It's another beauty. Dice from the 15-yard line. And he'll return it to the 24. 42 yards of the kick and 7 on the return. Well, coming up next Saturday here on ESPN, we'll start off with the Big Ten. Minnesota, well, they spoiled things for Wisconsin in their undefeated season last week. They'll take on Illinois. And at CFA primetime, it will be Clemson at number 18, North Carolina. The Tar Heels now 7-2 and led by the Johnsons. Curtis averaging 96 a game, Leon 85 a game. All next week right here on ESPN. Brady Batten continues to go at quarterback. And the run is Carter to the left side. There's only a yard, and that's it.
Carter.
13-0 UCLA. 4.5 minutes to play until halftime. And on the near sideline, the coaches for Arizona continuing to move around and clap their hands. But that football team over there is really not in a good frame of mind right now. Down 13 points, and offensively, they just have had nothing to speak of. They got a total of 84 yards offensively. Pass caught. Was he inbounds? Yes, at the 46-yard line. Terry Vaughn got a foot down. And let's go to Mike Tirico. Mike?
Quarterback's a big story in this game, Ron. The best quarterback performances of the day. John Walsh, 6'19" and 5 touches in a loss. And Tom Prudian of Iona College, 1AA out of New York, 6 touchdown tosses in the win for the Gales.
Jim Valvano used to recruit when he was at Iona. He said he used to call and say I'm at Iona College, and they thought he owned it. Great day for Iona College.
Chuck Levy back in the ball game, breaks it out for 5 and now 10, and he'll have close to the first down at the UCLA 44-yard line. Goodwin up from the secondary.
Even with a gimpy ankle, they need Chuck Levy. Chuck Levy needs to break something big, but really with good explosion on that play. Now they're leaving him in the ball game, just try to keep him in the football game.
Arizona needs some kind of points on this drive right here. Field goal. Certainly a touchdown would be a boon.
And they only have 1 timeout left, Ron, with 3:48 on the clock.
They called the one in the UCLA drive in the second quarter, and then they almost got the delay penalty, so they had to use a second. Pitch, Levy, head down, and he is to the 40. And it's going to be a second down at about 6. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Adrian Carson, and glad to have you along from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And thank goodness it is not nearly as smoky tonight as it was this time last night. It's certainly 48 hours ago, because the Altadena area, just a very few miles from here, and one of the hardest hit areas as far as the brush fires in this part of Southern California. In fact, 2 nights ago, I'm not sure you could have seen the field from here, could you, Mike?
No, it's bad. Terry Vaughn, number 9, is the inside receiver.
Play action by Batten. Here comes the pressure hit. Ball comes loose, and they say he's down at the 46-yard line.
Marvin Goodwin on a blitz. Good call by Arizona, but just took too long for Brady Batten to get rid of it. The play fake took some time. Now you're going to see number 22. He doesn't buy the fake at all. Never stop for the fake. Brady Batten can't get turned to throw the football. Marvin Goodwin with just a good burst run to make that sack.
Well, he was all over him. You're right. He didn't hesitate for a moment on the fake. It is going to be a third down and about 12 yards for Arizona to keep this drive alive, as we have 2:47 remaining until halftime.
Have to throw the ball deep down the field here. Some type of route here and try to find Troy Dickey, because he's the 6'3" receiver. Try to get it in his hands.
Blitz all out from UCLA. Pass is intercepted. Goodwin at midfield and pushed out of bounds.
That's what they want to get you in long yardage situations. You throw the football and then they pick it off. I'll tell you one thing about Brady Batten, though. After he threw the interception, he's the player that makes the tackle on Marvin Goodwin. 2 big plays by number 22, Ron. The sack and then the interception. Watch the pressure. Jameer Miller, number 95, again coming off the corner. Pressure inside. Robert Gamble. The interception by Marvin Goodman. Now watch who makes the tackle and knocks him out of bounds. Here comes number 10. He'll come in your picture. Yep, he's not going to come in your picture, but believe me, he made the tackle.
Yeah, look at those numbers. 3 fumbles, 4 interceptions in the last 5 games for Goodman. He started off the season, he's now at strong, but he started off the season at free safety. And the coaches got together and they said, we think he's more comfortable playing at strong safety. And as we mentioned off the top of the show, that some scouts think he's as good a safety as there is in the country. Pressure and gets away, and for the first time tonight, Arizona will put enough pressure on to make the quarterback. He's going to wind up picking up yardage so it doesn't go down as a sack, but Bruschi is the man who pressured him up into the pocket.
Good effort by both Jimmy Hopkins, 82, Teddy Bruschi, 68. And again, you're looking for winning effort out of this defense. Wayne Cook, watch the pressure come up. Forced to play there, number 48, Brant Boyer. Then they force him inside to Bruschi and Jimmy Hopkins, 82.
About to go under 2 minutes until halftime. UCLA 13-0. And here they come with that draw play again. Davis breaks it big. Necktie breaks the tackle and is inside the 30. Sanders finally will make the stop, and here comes in a late flag.
When you're having success throwing the football, the draw is there.
Okay, next play, winner to go. They're going to do the draw. Dead ball. Personal foul on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Keep your eye on the offensive line as they set to show pass. Now they get a tackle trap also. Big Jonathan Ogden, number 79, is the one, the tackle that came around and blocks on the linebacker. Another good block by Derek Stevens, 76. Good setup play.
A 14-yard penalty against the Wildcats. First down, UCLA.
Davis now 12 carries for 48 yards, and you tack on the personal foul. That is first down at the 14. Again for the shotgun, looking pass. Touchdown, Kevin Jordan. It home, and it is UCLA 20-0 with 1:38 left until halftime. Let's take a break.
What lies before you will appeal to your deepest desire for self-indulgence. So big, it defies human.
Kick. It's going to come down at the 25. It's Terry Vaughn, and now here comes a flag in as he is pushed down at the 35-yard line.
Terry Vaughn returns to the Wildcats. Penalty marker on the field.
You guys did such a great job with the A-clap last time. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. You guys were absolutely spectacular last time. We're going to do one more time.
Illegal push in the back, Arizona.
J.J. Stokes is lined up over on this right side. Number 3, Tony Bowie's going to go out to try to double on J.J. Stokes. Wayne Cook's going to look right to the left side for Kevin Jordan on the post pattern. He beats number 5, Claudius Wright, inside for the touchdown. No help from the safety because they're doubling J.J. Stokes on the other side. Good read by Wayne Cook.
Ryan Hessen, a freshman out of Tucson, has come in at quarterback. He's a freshman. As we mentioned, he was a recruited walk-on, now has a scholarship. And he is the man who has checked into the ball game with 1:34 showing until intermission.
I'm sure, Ron, they're going to be very cautious with this 1:34.
Mike, as far as Arizona's concerned, in major bowls, and of course this is going to be a huge blow if they can't do it tonight, but in fact the only time that they have gone to a major bowl, this guy right here was the head coach at Tucson. He was a Fiesta Bowl participant.
In 1979, an excellent football coach. He's one of the leading motivational speakers in the country out of Sewickley, Pennsylvania now, but was an outstanding high school coach in the state of Ohio, Niles High School, and coached at Cincinnati as a head coach and at Arizona, and took the Arizona team to the Fiesta Bowl against Pittsburgh. And Dick Tomey's headed for a bowl game also. And I don't think, Ron, even if UCLA wins this football game tonight, this Rose Bowl race is not over. UCLA has to go to face Mike Price in Washington State next week, and that is not a picnic in Pullman.
No, and they got surprised today, so they will be a little angry. And he's still got Arizona State, who the last 2 weeks has been playing much, much better. And, of course, the annual clash with Southern California.
And Ron, Southern Cal today looked good against Cal, and defeating Cal, beat them pretty good at Cal.
And as far as playing experience, Mike, he's the holder on field goals and extra point attempts.
It's just a handoff situation now. Now get to the locker room. Dick Tomey gets a chance to reorganize a little bit in the locker room, down 20-0, and try to figure out his quarterback situation in the locker room.
Carter tries to turn the corner. He's going to be hit after a gain of a couple. He'll take it to around the 27-yard line, and clock now running at 50 seconds and counting. As Chuck Levy comes back into the lineup, number 4.
UCLA has been a hot team all year. They gained confidence in their game against Nebraska in their loss when they played them real close out here. Same type of scenario Arizona did last year when they played Miami to the real close game down in the Orange Bowl. Both teams really come of age in those ball games.
1 of 7 on third down conversions tonight for the Wildcats. They need to take it to the 30. Levy with a blocker in front. He's going to have the first down and will get out of bounds. Shane Jasper makes the tackle. 14 seconds left. Well, coming up at halftime, the top 25 scores and highlights. Also Michigan at Wisconsin. A great day as far as the ball game, and then a very tragic post-game situation. And Georgia and Florida in the mud. And the late timeouts.
You know, Ron, I watched that on the tape, and it looked to me, the angle, I thought it was a good call by the official.
Run goes straight up the middle, and that'll be the last play. And this crowd will erupt as the Bruins head to the locker room, and well, they should. Halftime, UCLA 20 and Arizona nothing. Let's take a break.
It seems Europeans have a passion for certain things, America, and one of them.
Halftime 20-0 here at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. UCLA surprising top 10 ranked Arizona, and Mike, everything that the Bruins have dialed in the first half, everything went just right.
Quarterback Wayne Cook's getting it done. He's getting the ball to the outside to his receivers with a lot of success. J.J. Stokes on the first touchdown. Corner route's going to be thrown to the outside. Watch, Wayne Cook puts the ball outside. He uses his body so well, his 6'4", 6'5" frame. Second pass is just a skinny post to Kevin Jordan. Statistics, Ron, as you look at them, let me just circle a couple things here. First, points off turnover. Number 10 points for UCLA off a turnover. But I think the big thing is they've won the field position battle in the first half against this Arizona football team.
Well, off the top of the ball game tonight, it was Arizona winning the toss, and they elected to receive, so they will kick it off here in this third quarter. McLaughlin with the kick. Short kick coming to the 9-yard line, and this is Colbert. And Colbert is going to be gang tackled at the 10-yard line. Let's go down and check in with Adrian Karsten.
A couple of things from the Arizona locker room at halftime. Rather intense, very quiet, Ron, similar to the way it was before kickoff. And the coaches were somewhat concerned about that because this team is usually pretty rowdy, pretty fired up. They're wondering maybe it was just determination. Well, Coach told his team, he said, look, you guys were down 17-0 earlier in the year. You got to believe you can do it. Injury updates now. Dan White is ready to go. He's about 80%. Brady Batten actually suffered a hip pointer, making the tackle on that last turnover before the half, so he is out at this point.
White falls down as he tries to set up to throw. And here's a look at the rush charts in the first half.
Okay, Ron, when you look at the 8 for 24 yards, 5 for 28, that's 13 carries. Those are mostly draw plays where they're trying to keep the front four of Arizona off balance. And then you see when they try to go wide, nothing to this side. And this was a quarterback keeper to the left. So they're just trying to run enough to keep the Arizona defense honest.
Short yardage there. In fact, now it's going to be a third down, and this is the worst field position that UCLA would have had for the entire ballgame. And that was one of the things that helped work in their favor. It came through their good punting and special teams, Mike. They had really good field position throughout the first half.
Larry McDuff, the defensive coordinator, needs his Arizona defense to rise to the occasion now to try to win this football game. They need some kind of turnover. They need to change the field position game for their offense.
Shotgun, puts it up on top, looking, and incomplete at the 48-yard line as Claudius Wright had the cover, and now here comes a late flag in.
I know we're on the West Coast, but that was really late.
That one came from another time zone, Mike.
That came from the stands, I think. It was so long and far away. Must have got his hanky caught.
Personal foul called against Arizona.
Boy, that really hurts, Ron, and because they were in good field position. Kevin Jordan, number 4. There's a drop, and then they're going to call to number 3, Tony Bowie. Well, I don't know about that. If that's what it's called for, I'm not sure of that call. Wow. I wonder if we could see that again. Is it possible to see it again? Unless he used his helmet. I can't. Yeah, a little late. A little late by number 3, Tony Bowie, and his helmet was coming in there first, so a possibility.
So a first down for the Bruins, just shy of the 30-yard line. Pressured backside this time, and they're going to sack him. First time tonight, and it's Bruschi who leads the attack. It will be a loss of 4 for UCLA.
In the quarterback meeting the other day, Homer Smith said to Wayne Cook, assume you will not have much time. Well, he took too much time here. Jay Phillips, number 29, is going to put some pressure on, and they're just able to get around the corner. They brought the cornerback and also Teddy Bruschi, number 68, and that's what Arizona has to do. Cause some confusion and force the turnover.
You got to keep on doing what got them to 7-0. There's the draw again. Davis going to be hit hard and wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a gain of 1. Sean Harris and Jimmy Hoffman come up to make the tackle.
You can just see that the Arizona defense, it looks to me like they're playing a little bit more aggressive here in the second half, There's the fake pump by the quarterback, Wayne Cook. The give to Ricky Davis. Now you see the pursuit, Jim Hoffman, number 97. But looks like the Arizona defense realizes they have to win this football game on their side of the ball.
Third down. They need the 39-yard line to pick up this first down. And that pass is caught at the 42-yard line by J.J. Stokes. And the defensive back, Sanders, I don't believe ever turned around, did he, Mike?
No, but J.J. Stokes, you have to credit him. You see Brandon Sanders, he knows he made a mistake.
It's my fault, yeah.
Made a mistake. J.J. Stokes, at just 6'4", he uses the frame. Ron Marcinak, the scout for the Cleveland Browns, was telling me today that he uses his body just like Jerry Rice. See him use his body and then stick his left hand out and make the catch. Boy, is he something, J.J. Stokes.
Davis, and he'll take it for maybe one, being wrestled down. Now this time that was Chris Lopez. Waldrop also was there to help out. We played just over 3 minutes here in this third quarter. UCLA 20-0. They fake the running play to Davis, rolls the pocket, and it's tipped at the line of scrimmage, and I believe Waldrop is the man coming up with the pressure who did tip it. Also, Jimmy Hopkins was there applying pressure.
A lot of people feel like Rob Waldrop will be a nose tackle in the pros. Ronnie's 6'1", 271 pounds, runs a 4.65 40. They say he'll go into the weight room twice a day. He's just self-made. He benches 500 pounds and is a 32.5 vertical jump. Quite an athlete. Only recruited by Colorado State and another WAC school, but not heavily recruited.
This is the 10th play of this drive, Mike, to open the second half. Pressure being hit. Pass is incomplete at the 50-yard line, and Avery Anderson couldn't hold on to it, and that was Sean Harris, who was coming after the quarterback, and it is a punting situation for UCLA.
See more and more pressure out of the Arizona defense.
Richard Dice is deep for Arizona.
You see the pressure, gets it away, and again, it is a beauty. Dice signals for the fair catch and makes it back at the 10-yard line. So let's take a timeout. That is a 48-yard kick. We'll be right back. Boy, the sophomore from San Diego, he injured a knee back in the first half. The ball carrier is Carter, and Antoine gets knocked back hard, maybe a gain of a couple. And Mike, let's talk about White and the situation of having to bring him back.
Well, he's back in the ball game. You see he's only completed 1 out of 4 passes, but if you're Bobby Field, the defensive coordinator, and you see the tape on the knee of Dan White, you have to go after the Arizona offense now. Now you figure that you try to pressure Dan White as much as you can, crowd the football and try to take away the run, but it's pressure time now for this UCLA defense.
Well, there are the telling numbers right there. 20-0. The Bruins on top. They owned the first half. He did a good job of backpedaling there. Throws the pass incomplete. Looking for Kerry Taylor up at the 36-yard line. Kerry is the fastest of the wide receivers for Arizona. And now it's going to bring up a third down situation. Desperately to pick up a first down. They are 2 for 8, but even with a good punt, UCLA is going to get this football back in good position if they're not able to convert right here. They go with the running play. It's Levy, puts on the move. He'll have the first down, and he takes it 26-yard line, fumble, and UCLA recovers.
Been a game of turnovers, and I don't think anybody really pulled this ball out. I think it just fell out. Tommy Bennett, number 8, a safety for UCLA, was around the play. It looked like Chuck Levy. Let's take a look. Number 4 with just a great run inside. Now he moves back inside. See how he's carrying the football. The ball comes out, Ron. It was stripped. I'll tell you, the ball was stripped by Robert Gamble. But here's the first thing that comes to mind. He didn't practice all week. And when you don't practice during the week and you get in the ball game, sometimes your habits aren't as good. And Robert Gamble, number 24, pulled that ball out.
Third turnover, and you might remember back in the first half we talked about, we'll show it to you again, UCLA leads the nation in turnover margin. Pass is complete. Number 4, Kevin Jordan, pushed out of bounds, but at the 19-yard line.
Go back to it again, Ron, where you talk about, as you see, Chuck Levy is disappointed in that play, but all week you practice for a ball game, and when you have to sit out, and when I was over at Arizona watching practice, he was riding a bike, stationary bike. He couldn't practice, and you're just not used to carrying the football, getting a handoff, and all of a sudden you can say, well, you're in the 7th game in the week, but you need to practice those things every week.
The draw play again. Davis was very short yardage to the 17, and Jimmy Hopkins is there to wrap him up.
UCLA makes you pay after a turnover.
Second down. The line to make for UCLA is the 9-yard line. Rolling the pocket this time. Pass is in and out of the hands. They said no, he held on. Incomplete now from further downfield. Wynn is the man that they wanted. Let's check in with Adrian Karsten. Adrian?
Third down and 9.
And you see the play fake and rolling the quarterback, trying to get the ball to Mike Wynn, number 81. I don't think Adrian's Mike's working now. We'll go back to him.
Ball hit him in the chest, and he coughed it up, so it's third down for the Bruins. Again from that shotgun, which they have used to very good favor in this ball game. Gets it away for the end zone, and it is intercepted by Bowie, and a flag comes down in the end zone. Bowie up the sideline, still running, and they say he stepped out of bounds back upfield. Now let's go check the marker.
Ron, Jay Phillips, number 29, did a great job on J.J. Stokes. That's who Wayne Cook wanted to go to, but excellent job by Jay Phillips, and then a great interception by Tony Bowie.
Waldrop is the man who was coming after the quarterback.
Going to see the interception now. Wayne Cook was first looking to the left side. Number 3, Tony Bowie. When you hang that ball up in the middle, he's going to get a piece of it. He intercepts the football.
They are calling pass interference against Arizona.
Been a frustrating night for Dick Tomey and the Arizona coaches and players, because as you see the penalties, and they come at inopportune times, 6 for 74 yards. And instead of having the football going the other way, now the ball is sitting inside the 20. He was looking to J.J. Stokes, but he was covered.
And you see...
Yeah, I see the corner's got his hands off. Claudius Wright had his hands all over Kevin Jordan. Now, Ron, down here you'd think you'd pound it inside, but I think UCLA learned something last year. I think they'll either go outside with a power play, option, pass play, but I don't think they'll pound it inside. You'll see them go off tackle and outside or throw the football.
Running play with Davis. Outside on the right. And touchdown, UCLA.
They learned their lesson last year, Ron. They had 3 chances inside the 1-yard line, couldn't get it in, running up inside. So their game plan and the goal line is to get the ball outside. Nice job running the football by Ricky Davis. Good blocking by the UCLA line. Took advantage of the turnover again.
So let's take a break. 9:21 left in this third quarter. All Bruins. 27-0. Shocker. And we're going to explain, for those of you sitting at home wanting to know why, that was not a half the distance to the goal penalty. They took it at the 2-yard line, and we'll explain it to you in just a moment. I mean, the Bruins are having a haunting Halloween evening here.
It's their 4th first down by penalties in this ball game, UCLA.
This is Kerry Taylor. Bounces it outside to the 35. Still on his feet, and he'll be shoved out of bounds just shy of the 40. And let's go down and check it out with Adrian. Adrian?
Yeah, Ron, here's a clarification on that penalty. I pulled referee Jim Fogeltantz aside and asked him, he said, here's the situation the way the rule reads. If the ball's at the 17-yard line or further out, it is the full 15 yards on a pass interference penalty, which that, in fact, did take it to the 2-yard line.
So rather than half the distance, and that's the reason.
Here's the penalty. Wayne Cook's going to throw the ball in the end zone. Kevin Jordan, you'll see behind the interception. He's being grabbed by Claudius Wright, number 5.
Carter tries to bounce it inside. Ball is stripped and picked up by UCLA. Aside with the fumble pickup return inside the 10-yard line.
If you're coaching football, you have to admire what UCLA has taught their defense. They really have taken pains to teach their defense to strip the football. Like Lawrence Taylor has shown all the players around the country when he's after a quarterback sacking, but even on ball carries. Sally Asai, number 55, will make the strip. Watch them reach their hands in there. Watch them just pull it out. There it is. There's the football pulled out, and that's what they teach and practice every day, Ron. So when you look at that, I mean, Bobby Field has to feel great about the fact that his team's doing what he coaches.
And that's Dan White, who missed most of the first half with an injured knee, who had to make the tackle to save the touchdown.
UCLA's taking a timeout. Well, I'd say one thing here up in UCLA. I mean, they're playing great, and they're a hot football team. When we've had them against San Diego State, you can tell they're just a team on a roll.
Well, we've got to take a break with them. 9:02 left in the third. Starting possessions this half for UCLA have been at their own 14, at the Arizona 29, and the Arizona 11.
Now, I wouldn't be surprised they try to go up top to J.J. Stokes on a fade pass here.
Straight ahead with the running play, and it's Washington.
When you teach stripping the ball, Chuck Levy, and he's going to be stripped by Robert Gamble, number 24. See him grab his hand in there and pull his arm back, causes the fumble to come out. The play we just watched a little bit ago just jerked the football out of the running back, pick it up for good field position.
There's the draw play again. Davis. First tackler misses him, and then he's covered up quickly by Sean Harris. And it'll be third down.
Converted 17 of the last 23 turnovers into points. This is a big play team, both sides of the ball for Terry Donahue. Still think J.J. Stokes is going to get this football around down here in this area.
they're saying incomplete pass is Wynn is the man that he went to, and he couldn't hold on to it. So the kicking team or the field goal unit comes on for UCLA. And they will attempt to put them up by a count of 30-0 with 7:45 left in this third quarter.
Here's J.J. Stokes on the previous play, faking the defender, number 29, Jay Phillips, and he had him beat. Wayne Cook decided to go the other side.
Merton to attempt the field goal from the 14-yard line. Good run, as you can see, he splits it. Not much has gone wrong for the Bruins tonight, and they go on top by a count of 30-0. UCLA points off turnovers. Mike, just a moment ago, I looked down at the sideline, and Ryan Hessen, number 14, was loosening up throwing the football. Now, we mentioned that White had to make the tackle on the fumble pickup and return a moment ago. Hessen is, in fact, putting his headgear on and running toward the sideline, so we'll just wait and see if it's going to be White or if it is Hessen who will come at a quarterback.
Ron, as you look at the scoreboard, you got to figure it's going to be Hessen. You got your starter banged up, Dan White.
Well, White, we've just found him. He's down at the 50 and just holding his headgear, doesn't have it on. So you would assume that Hessen, who has moved to the left end of the bench, which is down toward the receiving end, is the man who is preparing to go in. You're right. Taylor, the deep man, and he will receive this from 5 yards into the end zone. Well, 4 offensive plays this half, 2 fumbles, an incomplete pass, and a 2-yard run. Good look at Dan White, and he has to be extremely frustrated.
Transfer from Penn State, came to Arizona. They had to talk.
I know he is from Penn State. Let me tell you something. Tony Sacca came in last week and visited with him and watched the Washington State game. It's Billy Johnson with the run.
Talk about this Arizona defense, Ron, how great it is. 93 Arizona defense compared to the national champion Alabama defense last year. 15 yards rushing a game given up by Arizona, 55 by Alabama. I think both of those are great statistics. Scoring 9 points by Alabama, and of course 10 points coming in this game by Arizona. But those statistics are going to go up a little bit. Frustrating night for Arizona.
Billy Johnson again, and close to the first down. In fact, where they're going to give him a mark, it'll be out at the 31, and he will pick it up.
You're sitting at home in Arizona, Ron. It's still not over your Rose Bowl hopes, though, because this is a tough. We'll go over both teams' schedules as we go along, but it now becomes a 3-week tournament, according to Terry Donahue, if he wins this football game, with a lot of teams with a chance.
You see again, UCLA still tackling the football. Hessen puts it on his hip, throws the pass complete out to the 38, and Vaughn will pick up another Arizona first down as he'll move it to the 43. It's Robert Gamble who is there to make the play defensively.
Teddy Bruschi, number 68. You won't see any give up in this football team. They played too hard to get to this point.
there is no turnover this time. A Smalley is the man who is there to make the play defensively.
You look at that schedule, Ron. Next week at Washington State, they had a close game with Arizona. Then they have Arizona State, and then the traditional game with USC. So they're not home free with that schedule. Arizona has Oregon at home, at Cal, which will be a tough game for them, and that Arizona State, their rivals. So very much still in the Rose Bowl picture.
Blitz from the outside. They run away from it. Levy tries to reverse the field, and the man who was blitzing and trailing the play is the guy who finishes him off at the 40-yard line, Bradley Craig.
Well, the band from UCLA has had a lot of tunes to play tonight. It's been that night for them. That fight song's been played 252 times tonight. Third down for Arizona, 2 out of 9.
You know, they're now asking the Arizona team to back up on the sideline. Five minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter. And UCLA, they were slight favorites in the ballgame, but up 30-0. Nobody expected this. Billy Johnson on the draw play would have only a couple. Gamble is there to make the stop. And listen to the ovation. In fact, they are standing across the way for the Bruin defense. Payton waits for the snap back at the 27-yard line. He'll be kicking away to Paul Guidry, who is at the 20. Fair catch is called for and is made at the 12. 45-yard kick. And Adrian, what do you have for us?
A little bit of the Halloween spirit here in Pasadena this weekend, Ron. In fact, many of the UCLA players very active in the events at the UCLA Medical Center. Look at this. Yesterday, Wayne Cook, Jameer Miller, and George Case went trick-or-treating with some of the patients at the Pediatric Center. Infants through adolescents, these children dressed in festive costumes. You know, Ron, a lot of the players told me they felt very fortunate to be able to play this game tonight, especially when they saw some of the kids being pushed around in wheelchairs, gurneys, crutches. Fine group of young men on the field tonight.
Ron, almost every college football team has a program where they visit the hospitals in their community, and it's just I think it's great for the coaches and the players and what they try and what they're able to accomplish in those hospitals. I mean, it's just great.
The kids love to see him coming. About to go under 4 minutes left in this third quarter. And I know the folks from Tucson have got to be in shock over this one. As I mentioned, UCLA was a slight favorite coming into the ball game, but nobody would have thought against this defense that 30 points already in the third quarter would have been scored.
Ron, I don't fault the defense. I know you don't either.
No, I don't. No.
And I know when you look at this, when they break this game down again, I think there's two factors: the turnovers for Arizona and the quarterback injury. I think it took them out of the ball game right away when they lost their starting quarterback early in the ball game, Dan White, and then the turnovers, scoring 17 points off turnovers. The defense never really got a chance to win the ball game. They were out 20 points off the turnovers, so they were really out of it, and the defense didn't get the opportunity to be a big part of this ball game.
No, you're right. The defense, when you continue to be cast in situations as they have been, it's not easy, particularly against a team like UCLA, and they have been playing awfully well.
And I mentioned earlier, when you have a great defensive team and you're leading the nation and all, you're a target. And I think you're not only a target by the offensive team of the opponent, but you're also a target of the defensive team. UCLA's defense wanted to show tonight they were as good as the Arizona defense.
Draw play. You know, the MetLife Blitz travels over 60,000 miles a year, covering a variety of sports and special events as flags come from everywhere. As we have a good look from our blimp, there it is right there. Beautiful setting here in the Rose Bowl. Both of these clubs would love to be back here on January the 1st, and as Mike said, right now with the momentum that they have and a very tough schedule, UCLA is putting a lot of pressure on the rest of the league. Arizona, though, still not out of the hunt, even with this one tonight.
Dead ball. Personal. Against the defense. Dead ball. Personal. Against the offense. Be second down.
Ron, just what you're talking about. Arizona in the conference would be 4-1. UCLA would be 4-1. USC, of course, 4-1, or I don't know if the win's in there already. So you got it's in there already. So you got three teams that are 4-1 in the driver's seat for the Rose Bowl.
This running play hit at the line of scrimmage. Washington into the arms of Teddy Bruschi. Bruschi, only a sophomore from Roseville, California.
Mark Lunsford, the running back coach, recruited him. The first time he was able to see him was in his junior year in May, and he was throwing a shot put in a track meet. And several college coaches were standing around, and Teddy Bruschi went over to the coaches and said, "Hey, you guys are bothering me. You're making me nervous. Would you move?" And they moved, and of course then he threw the shot put. But he's a player that is a very emotional football player and a leader.
Pressure from the backside. Hit. Ball is loose and picked up by Arizona. Akil Jackson picks up the fumble. And it was Bruschi, the man you were just talking about, Mike, who caused the turnover.
There's no quit in Teddy Bruschi, and there's no quit in this Arizona football team. Number 68, just from the snap of the ball, beat the block of Jonathan Ogden. Number 68, just a missed blocking assignment by Jonathan Ogden, and plants his helmet in the back of Wayne Cook. And Akil Jackson, number 96, for the recovery. Now the UCLA fans are thinking shutout. They do not want Arizona in the end zone.
For the last time Arizona came to this stadium, they got blitzed by UCLA as Lee breaks it at the 10, at the 5, and it's touchdown Wildcats. 16 yards on the carry.
Nice run by Chuck Levy, number 4. Set up by Teddy Bruschi. Number 68 beat the block of Jonathan Ogden. They just had a missed block on the side and set this play up for Chuck Levy to get in the end zone.
Now that sequence right there is what Arizona faithful have been accustomed to seeing happen through the first 7 games of the year, and that is the defense taking the ball away, giving it to them in an opportune field position, and in scoring points. 1:25 left in this third quarter. McLaughlin with the extra point is good, and it's 30-7 UCLA as you look at Levy on the sideline.
It's good blocking. Everything's sealed inside. Then he's able to make Teddy Lawrence, number 2, missing in the open field. You get a good back like Chuck Levy on the open field. Watch him make a little move on Teddy Lawrence. And it's into the end zone.
Mike, I mentioned the last time that the Wildcats came here to this Rose Bowl to play 2 years ago. They lost it to UCLA 54-14. They were beaten by 40 points. And most of these Arizona players were on that team. In fact, Waldrop had his season end that night with an injury. So they wanted to come back in here. A lot of these kids are from California. They wanted to make amends for that. Right now they're down by 23. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
No, there's still a minute 25 on the clock, but I'm sure now UCLA is going to get in a mode of trying to get that clock burned.
37 points in this ball game tonight. 27 of those have come off turnovers. When you add the totals for each, flag comes down. They're going to call Arizona offsides in the kickoff. And this is Ayers. Runs into his own man and then gets blasted at the 24.
Derek Ayers returning the kickoff for the Bruins. Tells the penalty marker on the field.
Well, coming up on Thursday, start out with the weekend kickoff show, 7:40 Eastern time. Following the weekend kickoff show, it'll be Texas at Houston, a Southwest Conference affair. Good old-fashioned Western battle. Houston and Texas, Thursday night at the Astrodome in Houston.
You told me you're going to take me out to eat in Houston, right? Tuesday?
I got a place picked out for you,
All
Michael.
right. We'll be to Houston, and then we're over to North Carolina to see Mac Brown play Kenny Hatfield. Clemson versus North Carolina.
Wayne Cook, you mentioned, has gotten better and better, and he's shown that again tonight. Here is that draw play. How many times did they run it? 7, 8, 9 times?
That's just to keep him honest.
Hoffman makes the tackle on Washington. Excuse me.
Well, Jim Hoffman didn't have a scholarship when he came out of high school. Number 97, he was playing in an all-star game in San Diego. And the coach who ran the all-star game called Dick Tomey, and he said, listen, I got guys going to USC, UCLA on this all-star team, and my best player is heading for junior college. So Dick Tomey called him, said, I'll give him a scholarship. Jim Hoffman came to the University of Arizona, and he's been a force in this defense.
Fumbled in the snap. They scramble for it at the 27-yard line, and the Bruins have recovered it as Cook got on the football. Now, if Cook doesn't get on that one there and Arizona comes up with another quick 7 points, then hang on all of a sudden.
Some nervous people. Jerry Donahue's nervous anyway right now. He still doesn't feel like this game's away yet.
You know, that'll be the last play as the 25-second clock still has a lot of time to spare. Game clock down to 2, so let's take a break. We are headed to the final 15 here in Pasadena, but right now, let's pause for this. Another big step toward this same place that we're playing tonight. They'd like to return here for a return engagement on January the 1st. So would the Wildcats. Quick out pass is overthrown at the 31. Well, Mike, look at these numbers right here.
Coming into the night, rushing yardage given up a game by the Arizona Desert Swarm defense, 15. And those 80 yards that UCLA has acquired have been mostly on draw plays. Total yards a game, 208 for the season, 237 tonight. But again, Ron, the key has been the turnovers and the Arizona quarterback being injured.
Dice on the return from the 35. Let's go down to check in with Adrian Karsten.
Ron, you know, J.J. Stokes has had one heck of a night, record-breaking as a matter of fact. You know, he and Dan White were teammates at Point Loma High School in San Diego. Now, how are these for senior seasons? J.J. 66 receptions for 1,500 yards, 15 touchdowns. Dan White, 3,100 yards, 26 touchdowns. Here's one of the best of them right there. Oh, by the way, Ron, Point Loma won the City League title that year.
No, surprise, surprise. Hessen, pass is underthrown at the 50-yard line. Vaughn is the man that he was looking for. And Mike, we talked about the fact that Batten is, you look at J.J. Stokes, Batten gets very few reps and Hessen even less. So as far as, you know, the timing and anything with this game plan that's set for tonight, it's got to be very tough.
See the numbers on J.J. Stokes, Ron, 5 receptions. Just enough. Some big plays by J.J. Stokes.
Billy Johnson turns it up at the 45-yard line, so now it's going to be a 3rd down as Werner and Shane Jasper come over to make the hit.
You know, on the national scene today, Ron, probably one of the shockers, of course, there are many, but Kansas State beating Oklahoma at Manhattan was a big win. And also Nebraska beating Colorado, because Nebraska now is in great shape to go to the Orange Bowl against whoever wins the Florida State Notre Dame game. Miami sits back and needs these teams like Arizona to lose. They need Ohio State to lose. They need Alabama to lose, and of course the Nebraska. But so Alabama, Nebraska, Miami still in the hunt with the Florida State Notre Dame winner.
Here comes a blitz up the middle, Mike, and Hessen is going to be sacked. And it's Donnie Edwards, number 23, the sophomore out of San Diego, who comes in to make the tackle. You know, one other word about that K-State football team, and I think it's well worth mentioning several times. There were a lot of people who thought that when this 3-game stretch hit, where they had to play the Big Three in the Big 8 Conference, that they would fold them, buddy, and be out of the game. They lost one, they tied one, and they won one. And that's a rare win at Manhattan, as we were talking today while we were walking in the factory. Oklahoma hadn't played up there that many times.
Right. Most of the times it's been a game that's been played at Oklahoma. But you're right, they didn't fold them. They had a full house, and they stayed in there for the whole game.
That ball is out of bounds at the 27-yard line. It's a 31-yard kick. And Mike, the way things are going, we'll talk more about that K-State group in a moment. They could be second in the Big 8 finish this year. When to say when. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Adrian Karsten from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. We have 13:33 left in this ball game. It's UCLA 30-7. Hit ball is loose, and Akil Jackson, I believe, has made the recovery for Arizona, and it's Sean Jarrett who made the hit.
He's the flex man in this defense. Number 88, Sean Jarrett, 6'3", 230 pounds. Moved him outside the end, and watch the speed that he comes off the corner, and just a missed blocking assignment by UCLA. Good tackle, caused the fumble. Akil Jackson, number 96, with the recovery, and Arizona offense back on the field. 13:27 on the clock.
And I'm sure that something also that has to concern Terry Donahue is the fact that the way this night is going, it's a very big one for the Bruins, but now that's 2 missed blocking assignments. You don't want to lose your quarterback in this game through a little jubilation and not staying focused.
No, and the problem, Ron, is they can't run the ball consistently, but they need to run the ball just to run the clock.
Taylor off the right side. This is Gary Taylor, the redshirt freshman, the twin, and he will take it down to around the 17-yard line.
Ryan Hessen, the walk-on player, 6'1", 204-pound freshman, has done a pretty nice job in there as a quarterback in a mop-up role as a
He's been pretty cool for the duress that he's been under. Pressure up the middle. Pass is almost picked off. Looking for his tight end, Roderick Lewis, and I think it's Shane Jasper who got a hand on it.
Roderick Lewis, the tight end, 6'5", 255 pounds, number 95, was trying to get him down the middle of the field. If you're going to give game balls tonight, you give it to Bobby Field, the defensive coordinator, and Homer Smith. They've had a nice plan against this outstanding Arizona football team.
Third down. Line to make is the 12. Pitch back comes to Levy, and they converge on him. He'll be knocked down for no gain. Fourth down as Greenwood comes up to make the hit.
What a hit by Carl Greenwood. He's able to come off, make the play. You see Bobby Field dressed in a striped shirt so that the defensive players can see him giving the signals. He's dressed opposite the other coaches so that the players can find him on the sideline with the signals. Having a little problem with his headset. Have to go for it on fourth down. I mean, there's no choice here.
Well, McLaughlin has come in, Mike. And, of course, he is the field goal kicker.
Well, now with the penalty, you go for the field goal. Now I think you think field goal with a penalty, Ron.
So this ball is going to be placed now at the 39-yard line, a 49-yard attempt.
Henson will hold for McLaughlin.
Got plenty of distance, and he got 49 yards by McLaughlin. So let's take a break. 12-13 left in the ball game. It's now 30-10. Well, the MetLife Blimps, maybe one, bringing you these aerial shots of UCLA, Arizona tonight from an altitude of 1,200 feet above the Rose Bowl here in Pasadena. And we have just been told that that flag, which none of us saw here, that came late, was a personal foul called against Arizona.
UCLA's thinking onside kick, moving all their defenders up close, thinking Arizona may onside kick this.
And he's going to pooch it. Fair catch called for at the 25-yard line by Ayers, but it goes out of bounds. So the ball comes out to the 35-yard line, and that's where the Bruins will take it over.
And you'd think they'd run the football here with 12-13, but it's difficult to run. There are some short passes where Wayne Cook will not get hit. We talked earlier about Wayne Cook having to win the football game along with his wide receivers, and he's had a pretty good night run.
And he really has. This is Davis taking it to the left side. You see Arizona trying to strip the ball away. Boyer and Akil Jackson. Also Brandon Sanders came up. You know, Sanders is an interesting story. He's out of Bill Walton's high school in San Diego, which is Helix High School. 3 other defensive backs, 2 All-Americans, and 1 All-Conference have come out of that same high school and played in the desert at Arizona. Alan Durden in '85, Chuck Cecil in '87, and Jeff Hammerschmidt, who is a coach there now, was an All-Pac-10. All of them came out of Phoenix High School in San Diego, as did Brandon Sanders.
You get a pipeline sometimes and just continue to follow.
That's right. This is Davis again as a flag comes in late. Thrown from behind, and this one appears as though it's going to go against the Bruins, who may have had a tackle rather than a block at the line of scrimmage.
Wayne Cook tonight on 13 completions, 28 attempts for 155 yards and 2 big touchdowns. He's had the kind of ball game that Homer Smith thought he would have when he made this game plan.
It's only the second penalty against UCLA in the ball game.
And the hidden factor in Wayne Cook tonight is his ball handling. Good faking, fakes on the draw, the little pump fake, looking off the free safety. He's done all the little things tonight to put his team in a position to win this game.
To the top of your screen. Cook drills it complete. Stokes, who's been relatively quiet here in the second half, and he gets pounded by Bowie, who came up to help Phillips on the tackle. And now a flag has come down across the way. 2 flags, in fact, have been thrown. Bowie came up and plastered him. They're going to say offside and a personal foul against UCLA. They thought that he hit him on the field of play, and we were waiting to see then, well, maybe we can see what happened after the play.
Well, you can't question Tony Bowie on this play.
No.
That's a good hit by Tony Bowie, number 3.
Obviously, the personal foul occurred after that. 30-10 our score if you've just joined us. 10 minutes and 58 seconds left to play in the ball game.
Right, as you see Dick Tomey there, he and Terry Donahue were assistants together at Kansas, and Terry was telling a story the other day. They're very close friends, and he said that they were playing a JV game in Kansas against Missouri, and the game is close, and Dick Tomey was writing out the plays on the cards. And Terry said, "You can't do that." And he said, "Yeah, I can." And it worked.
The legal motion if the offense is refused, don't make it third down. Dead ball, crucial ball, get the offense, be 15 yards from the dead ball spot, third down.
It's going to be third and a lot of yards.
Yeah, it sure is, because with the dead ball, the down will not come again. You know, an interesting thing, a story I was told about Dick Tomey, I was asking about some speeds, and they said when he was a coach at Hawaii, that he had 2 wide receivers that pulled muscles, running 40-yard dashes. They were timing them, and he lost them both for the season. And he said since that time, he has never timed his players during the season because he doesn't want to take a chance on something foolish like that happening.
I didn't like to do that either, because you get kids sometimes come in a little cold, and you want them to play football, not be in the training room. And if you run that 40, you've got them. It doesn't matter what they run the 40 in now.
Well, here's that draw play again, and they'll take it forward to the 26. Crowd didn't like that one.
Now, but Terry Donahue's trying to run the clock. He wants time off that clock. Doesn't want another turnover by the Arizona defense.
And Arizona has just called a timeout to stop it, Mike, with 10:48 left in the ball game. So we'll take it with them. 20-point lead for the Bruins. We'll be right back.
Attention sports fans. Introducing the hottest sports collectible of the year, the inflatable football helmets, recognized by the NFL as the best new novelty of the year. Pick your favorite team. Everybody.
Over 10 minutes to play. And Arizona about to get the football back.
Yeah, I don't like to ever count a team out. When I put that 1 by Arizona line, it bothered me a little bit. Probably bothered some Arizona fans too, but you never put the bats away till the game's over.
Pressure coming up the middle. And I'll tell you what, he has done a nice job tonight as Dice makes the reception, then runs into his own man after avoiding 1 tackler. And they'll give him progress to the 36-yard line. That's a 39-yard punt. And let's check in with Adrian Karsten. Adrian?
Ron and Coach, remember the night of November 21st, 1992. Unforgettable finish. Remember 38-37. We are right here, Southern Cal, UCLA. 353 total yards. That's John Barnes to J.J. Stokes. John, fantastic night. One I'll never forget. We almost got killed with 1,000 people around us.
It was a mess out there in that after the game. Quite an exciting event.
Kind of a coming out party for J.J. and kind of a swan song for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a nice finish for my career and a great beginning for J.J.'s. You know, it's nice to be a part to say that I helped J.J. spring his career, and you know, it's something that I'll always remember forever, and I hope J.J. does too.
Primarily because you were actually granted a scholarship after your playing days were over. Is that correct?
Yeah, a couple weeks after the season, Coach Donahue brought me in the office and said, you know, we have a scholarship for you, and I was really lucky to get one. Considering, you know, you go to school 5 years, and I was never given one through that whole time, and to have one after, it's something nice.
5 years in how many schools? Remind America of your journey to your starting job here last year.
Oh, wow. I was a kid who went to a junior college, and I went to a school up in Oregon, and then the coach told me to play tight end, and I quit. And then I went to Santa Barbara. And then after Santa Barbara, the program got dropped, and I came down here and asked Coach Donahue for a tryout, and I got a tryout, and I made the team. And then it went from there.
Forget Rudy. They ought to make a movie about that.
No, we're doing that right now. We submitted a couple proposals to a couple production companies, and we'll see what happens.
John Barnes goes Hollywood, Ron.
Okay. Over half of America. Terry, what are you saying to the officials there? Is that had to be grounding because the closest man to it was one of the linemen. But I think that some of those flags have got burn marks on them from re-entry. Hessen's going to roll the pocket to the right, throws it complete at the 49-yard line as he found Terry Vaughn.
Everywhere I went in Tucson when I was in town the other day, everybody was talking about this Arizona football team. You know, Arizona being a big basketball school with Lute Olson and formerly Freddie Snowden over to Arizona, but everybody's really fired up about this Arizona football team. And you can see, Ron, they just refuse to quit. I mean, they just continue to come back.
Well, we have still 9 minutes and 48 seconds left. As Hessen throws the completed pass to the 47. Carter puts the head down, and there's not much there on this one. Walton and also Smalley combining on the tackle. Throws it right to the linebacker Littleton. And he is going to take it the distance for 6. Yards. Nkosi Littleton, a senior out of Linwood, California.
Coach, you're never sure when it's really over. You're always worried, but Terry Donahue was running down the sideline with Nkosi Littleton, number 54, because he knew now for sure the game was sealed away.
Yeah, you're right. A flag has been thrown across the way, and I would assume that is for celebration. I don't think the Bruins are going to be bothered by that right now, as they are about to take a 27-point lead.
Can you believe at the beginning of this year some people were on Terry Donahue? I can't believe that.
You know, it's one of the reasons I made the point. This is what, his 18th year. You remember off the top of the telecast when you look at the numbers right here? But he has averaged...
Non-contact foul on the offense. The touchdown counts. Penalty marked off on the kickoff, 15.
That's for the celebration. But, Mike, he's averaged 8 wins a year for as long as he's been here.
Well, it used to be you had 5 years to turn a program around, but now the way the coaching profession is developed because the pressure from outside sources, 1 year you can be in trouble. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's unfortunate because coaches do not deserve that.
Merton, perfect again. So let's take a break. 8:59 left in the ball game. UCLA 37-10.
Not too many people are into truck fishing. Most people still use poles. That's fine with me, but if you're after some monster fish, you gotta use one of these. A 1994 Ford Ranger 4x4. Come on. Complete with push-button 4-wheel drive, a nice wide stance, and a whopping 4-liter V6. So sink your boat. Go truck fishing. Get a Ford Ranger 4x4 and get serious.
I lost my shoes, I broke my arm, and my socks didn't match. I was as sorry as your average chicken sandwich. And then I tried McDonald's new McGrill Chicken Extra Value Meal. A marinated chicken breast with Monterey Jack, sweet red onions, and tangy herb dressing on a bakery roll, plus fries and a Coke. Well, my arm got better, my socks both match, and I just found a Rembrandt in my garage.
Coincidence? We don't think so. Try the new McGrill Chicken Sandwich Extra Value Meal. Further proof that what you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Old Spice asks, where do you go to test your endurance? New high endurance. Me? I go all out. Introducing breakthrough deodorant protection so long-lasting, not even the leading stick can keep up. The proof? A more enduring odor-fighting formula than the leading stick to deliver more protection at the end of the day. Hey, high endurance delivers. For longer-lasting, harder-working, for better odor protection, get a better deodorant stick. Demand proof. Get new high endurance from Old Spice.
UCLA 37-10 with 8:59 left to play. Don't forget, a week from tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, the Indianapolis Colts at the Washington Redskins. ESPN will kick off its Sunday night football coverage in the nation's capital. Richie Pettibon, his club, trying to get things back together.
That's great. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, Freddie Godelli. I mean, the whole group will be out.
running back deep. Breaks it over the middle, and he'll take it out to the 41-yard line. Still fighting. 32 yards on the return.
Talked about the Rose Bowl round. We look at the Big Ten standings.
This is Gary Taylor, who will have a gain of maybe 1 on the play.
Ohio State's in the driver's seat in the Big Ten. Of course, big win by Wisconsin today. Indiana just quietly keeps creeping up also. And here's Illinois. A lot of people gave them up for dead about 3 weeks ago, and here they are 4-1 in the conference. Indiana 4-1, Bill Mallory. Wisconsin, Barry Alvarez 4-1. Be some big games next week. Indiana, I believe, is against Penn State. Ohio State plays Wisconsin and Michigan yet, so still a lot of things to be decided in the Big Ten. Will that man, number 18, be in the Rose Bowl this year?
Tell you what, the way his football team is playing, they've got an excellent shot at it. J.J. Phillips. Hessen's pass has it complete. And that's Lamont Lovett, number 34, senior out of Los Angeles, who has come in at one of the running back positions and close to the first down. In fact, when the spotting, it looks as though he'll have it.
Never seen a band like this UCLA. They play the whole game. They have staying power.
Halloween staying power.
They've turned their clock back an hour already. There's Larry McDuff, the defensive coordinator, and again, this defense, Ron, is not tonight is not what the nation should realize about that defense. This defense, Arizona, is one of the best defenses in the country.
Pass thrown complete at the 35. Terry Vaughn nestles it in, and he's going to be tackled at the 34.
Larry McDuff played linebacker for Oklahoma under Warren Harper, was his position coach. Chuck Fairbanks was the head coach. He played with Steve Owens back in 68, 69. He was talking before the game about the Oklahoma-Kansas State game.
You know what? The point that we were making a while ago, K-State could finish as the number 2 team in the Big 8 Conference, Mike. This again is Lovett. And the number 2 team in the Big 8, according to the groupings, what, Fiesta Bowl, if 1 and 2 are not there?
I don't know. I saw John Fulmer was around here earlier, the Sun Bowl. Maybe we can try to find him and clear that up. But after last week with John Junker, I don't think any of the guys are going to come back to see you and I.
I was very nice to
John, what a great guy. I felt badly about that last week. But it does stink, the coalition. I'll say it again.
Each week in the 4th, you do Bino better and better, I'm telling you.
Bino's in bed. Same thing I said last week. But the coalition, really, I'll go back over that again. I just think that when you start a season, college football, what makes it great, it's a smorgasbord. Different conferences play different ways, and people ought to have the chance to see different teams of different conferences in every bowl. Not the affiliation that the bowls are all set beforehand. Louisville's a prime example. Having a great year, and now they made the deal for the Liberty Bowl, but they should have a chance to go to the best bowl they can possibly can. Not that the Liberty Bowl is not a good bowl. It's a good bowl, and I'm sure Howard Schnellenberger feels good about it, and I understand they're going to play Michigan State in that game. That's what I've been hearing, so that would be the matchup in that ball game if all the needs are met of the rules of the going to the bowl game.
okay, because I was thinking that it was number 5 team of the Big Ten Conference. Is that just speculation that right now that that Michigan State for sure?
One thing, John Fulmers, who told me that, he felt like he thought Michigan State had already said that they were going to the Liberty Bowl, and now I'm going to have to find John Fulmer.
Yeah, but I've just been told that there is no deal on the table with the Big Ten for number 5, so possibly that was speculation and what I read. 6 minutes and 52 seconds left in this one. UCLA 37-10.
That West Virginia-Syracuse game, Ron, the game before ours. I mean, West Virginia is loaded in 43-0. Of course, they have to face Miami yet. I know it's in Morgantown, but Miami doesn't care where games are at.
Taylor tries to turn the corner on the 3rd down play. He's not going to have it. It'll be about a half-yard shy. Goodwin came up and made the tackle as they're very slow to unstack here.
Marvin Goodwin's had a big game tonight. He's made some big plays. Donnie Edwards, also number 23, was in on the tackle, and 2 good bookends as far as a strong safety and an outside linebacker for Terry Donahue.
Well, down by a count of 27 points. Arizona on 4th down and short will go for it. Straight ahead with the running play, and Patterson will pick up the first as he'll take it down to the 22. Next Thursday night in the Astrodome in Houston, it'll be Texas and the Houston Cougars, and then on Saturday, as Mike said, we'll move on to Chapel Hill and take a look at Clemson against the Tar Heels.
Dick Tomey had a successful year as an assistant coach, several years as an assistant coach at Kansas and other places, and then was the head coach at Hawaii. He really did a nice job at Hawaii, and then left the program for Bob Wagner, who's continuing to have good success at Hawaii, to move to Arizona. One of his assistants at Arizona is Jim Young, the former head coach at Arizona, who was head coach at Purdue, head coach at Army, and was going to retire in Tucson. And Dick Tomey said he was thinking one night, if I could hire the best guy for the job, who would it be? And he said Jim Young. So Jim Young happened to come to the spring game and was sitting up in the stands, and Dick Tomey said, you know, I got something interesting for you. How would you like to retire to Tucson and be on the coaching staff here? And Jim Young decided to do it, and I think it's great.
It was a great shot of the MetLife blimp and the full moon with a clear night, and now here comes another one of those flags. It looks like it might have been dropped out of the blimp. Good heavens. Look at that shot right there, Mike. Personal foul against UCLA. .4 left in the game as they mark it off, and here's the announcement.
Ball. Personal foul on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Now, tonight is trick-or-treat night. Not tonight. I mean, tomorrow night, right? Or what time is it? Back east, it's Halloween.
Yeah, that's right. It starts at, my youngster doesn't do that anymore. He's not so young anymore.
Well, I was thinking more in terms of Adrian.
Oh. 10th play of the drive. This is the longest drive all night for Arizona. Person in the end zone, it's knocked away. Dice is the intended receiver.
Carl Greenwood, number 21, deflects the ball. A lot of starters still in for UCLA. Number 21, Greenwood, against number 17, Richard Dice. Ball up for grabs. Greenwood was able to knock it away.
Hesson Still looking, and throws it complete. Vaughn with the reception, and they'll give him progress to just inside the 1-yard line. And folks, that is a tough route to run right there, this close to the goal line.
You're right. An excellent catch with a good concentration, because he was on a course to get hit by Travis Collier, number 10. Terry Vaughn looked that ball in and was going to take the hit. You're going to see the slant, but it's delayed a little bit. Ryan Hessen can't get it off right away. By the time he throws it, I mean, everybody's looking at Terry Vaughn.
You got a safety and a linebacker right there.
Little rub off. So it's 3rd down. Taylor, touchdown Arizona. Gary Taylor, the redshirt freshman from San Diego. And that makes it 37-16.
You have to feel good if you're Ryan Hessen, the freshman quarterback. He's been able to engineer some drives here late in the football game. Of course, you're down about the outcome, and you're down the fact that you're being beaten 37-16, but Dick told me he sees some good things on the field to build on.
McLaughlin with the extra point, so a 20-point lead. 37-17. Coming up next, Sports Center. Steve Levy and Craig Kilborn standing by up in the studios to bring you up to date on what happened today, not only in college football, but exhibition play in the NBA. Mike, I want to mention something. We always hand out kudos on this show about big performances that are made on Saturdays around the country as far as football. But something that happened yesterday in South Bend, Indiana, I just wanted to make comment on that I think is as big as anything that has happened in the sports world for the entire year. And that's the fact a young lady by the name of Haley Scott, who 21 months ago was partially paralyzed in a bus accident. 2 of her teammates were killed. 21 months later, she stepped in to competition again at the natatorium there on the campus of Notre Dame, and Haley Scott competed again, folks. She even won her heat in the 50-meter free. That's not the point. That to me, we talk about guts and determination and stick-to-itiveness. I think Haley Scott deserves one huge applause from us and folks all over. That's real guts and determination. Congratulations to her.
He's gonna wear it himself. Watch.
Short boots kick to the right side. And that's going to be knocked out of bounds. Colbert kind of reached up very lackadaisical-like and knocked it out of bounds just short of the 20-yard line.
The last Rose Bowl trip for all the teams in the Pac-10. Of course, Arizona has not been to the Rose Bowl game.
Look at that. Washington State, 1931. Been a while, but for Arizona, it's a never been. But they still have an opportunity. Right now, UCLA in the driver's seat in the Pac-10. They, as you mentioned, with that schedule coming up, they've got a few more things to get taken care of. Davis will be stopped after a gain of 1, and don't look for the Bruins to do anything spectacular here, but just run it on out.
Three-game tournament, according to Terry Donahue, for the Pac-10 championship in the Rose Bowl. He said it's a new season for all of us. Now, he felt like going into this game, if Arizona won the football game, he said Arizona's the Rose Bowl. They're going to go to the Rose Bowl if they get by us. If we beat them, it's a 3-week tournament. It's up for grabs.
Straight ahead on 2nd down. Arizona trying to take the football away, but the officials say no, the play was dead. And it stops the clock just momentarily with 3:13 to play in this one. Repeating again, the games that are left for UCLA, they have to go to Washington State as timeout has been called by Arizona. They go to Washington State next week. Then they come back home for Arizona State on the 13th. And in the crosstown slugfest with SC, and that one is at SC.
All those games, again, will have a factor. I mean, it's wide open. Ron, I'll tell you something I bet you didn't know. With 3/13 on Halloween, the largest volleyball crowd in a game happened to be in Lexington, Kentucky last night. For a volleyball match. They had that at the beginning of Midnight Madness last night. And of course, those Kentucky people packed that gym for that basketball.
I wonder if the volleyball team got the proceeds of the basketball team. Probably the latter, huh?
In basketball practice, UCLA started their practice today. Jim Herrick.
Jimmy Herrick ought to be pretty good again this year.
Got the younger O'Banion to come to campus.
Well, they've already got I read four early
signees
that are very, very good.
Everything's appearing very positive for UCLA basketball.
Here's the pitch. Davis doesn't want to come close to that sideline on third down. He wants to run it down. In fact, don't be surprised if UCLA will let that 25-second clock run all the way down. Arizona uses one more timeout to stop it with 3:07 to play. So let's take a break. 37-17, the Bruins. Yeah.
What's that?
So just over 3 minutes to play in this one. And a lot of the folks headed for the parking lot, but most of the faithful for the Bruins sticking around for every moment of it. This has been a night that they will remember for a long time. They were slight favorites to win this football game, but in the first half of play, they jumped out. It was Stokes who caught the pass 36 yards for the touchdown, and they went on top by a count of 7-0, and from there the momentum shifted in a big way. Then with the injury to the quarterback, Dan White, and the UCLA defense didn't need a lot of added incentive to begin with. Nice running for this one. Look at the UCLA bounce. This is the way it has gone for the Bruins all night. All the way down to the 15-yard line, which makes it a 65-yard punt. And let's check in with Adrian Karsten.
Ron, special congratulations. Big player offensive line for UCLA. Craig Nowitzki, number 71. Here's a guy who played every single down tonight, Ron. He actually moved down from his left tackle spot to the left guard spot to help out with Waldrop, and did a great job. Now, during one stretch this season, 3 different positions in 3 different weeks. Guard versus Nebraska, center versus Stanford, tackle versus San Diego State. The BYU game, he started at tackle, finished at center. I'd like to have 22 guys like that.
Well, that's the truth. And you know, as far as looking ahead to the pros, if he continues to improve, it really makes him valuable. Vaughn with the reception out at the 30. He's going to be pushed back.
Craig Nowitzki started every game in his career here at UCLA. And I noticed today in the paper he was calling for the fans to come out to the game. He said, I want to see 80,000 in this place tonight.
Young man is out of Woodbridge, Virginia. 6'6", 280 pounds. Hassan's pass incomplete. Could not hold on in bounds. And now for Arizona faithful, the thing that they got to regroup and get ready to do is get ready to play Oregon. Then they play the last 2 on the road at California and at Arizona State. And Mike, also, they got to go back and check in that training room and see who's healthy and ready to go, because the quarterback situation really casts a different light for them as far as the remainder of the season.
Well, they've got to get Dan White back. And, I mean, they just need him back for the next week's ball game. Something you might want to remember, Ron, the fact that running back Chuck Levy can run the option. So, I mean, they could stick him in if they get into an emergency in that quarterback situation. He's their goal line quarterback where he'll come in and run the option. So they have that option left, but I'm sure they hope to get Dan White back.
Well, Dice got a huge head start.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
And he's
all you can do is lay.
Yeah,
that's actually, you know, that would have even been called in Canada. 2:08 left to play. 37-17, UCLA.
Too good looking at TV.
And here comes the all-out blitz as Hessen goes on top, and there's nobody close. Troy Dickey, who is without a reception tonight, the leading receiver for Arizona, the intended receiver. And there's that fight song again.
I'm telling you, they're on the field now. They made their way to the field, the UCLA band. This is the 452nd time they played the fight song. Band director broke his stick tonight.
Ball's going to come to rest inside the 30-yard line, and now all that UCLA has to do is go down on a knee a couple of times. Don't forget, Sports Center coming up next. They'll wrap it up in college football. Maple Leafs stay unbeaten. Boy, they're off to a torrid start, and another Warrior injury. I know the folks out here on the coast are a little upset in the fact that the Kings are not out of the gate the way their opponents in last year's Stanley Cup are. Terry Donahue.
He's talking to his offensive line coach, Bob Palcic. What a great job the offensive line did tonight for UCLA.
They really did, Mike. And in fact, they did some moving around. They got Ogden healthy again, and he came back. Nowitzki, they moved him inside. Vaughn Parker did a really good job on the outside, the other big tackle.
This is the head coach's favorite play right here, if you're on the winning side. And kill the clock.
You know, probably the thing that you would have to go back and say that was as impressive as anything. The defensive scheme certainly was a very nice one, but this man probably will scratch his head for a while when exactly what offensively UCLA did to constantly in that first half keep that great defense off balance, Mike. Every time they'd come for the quarterback, they either draw or trap or roll the pocket, get it outside on the corners.
They had a good plan, but I still go back to when the quarterback was hurt for Arizona. That was the ball game. I think they just couldn't muster any offense after Dan White was injured real early in this ball game. I bet you in the 50s you were back in Houston, Texas. You know, you were in Mississippi in the 50s and watching the Rose Bowl and UCLA and this facility right here and the beautiful game in black and white TV. Do you remember those days?
No, we had radio then.
Well, it must have been wealthy in Crestline, Ohio, because we had a TV.
we pictured it, though, Mike. No, I did. And it was always that shot of, you know, the fog. And really, this beautiful stadium.
That's beautiful. It really is.
Contact foul against the offense. Half the distance.
.41 seconds left in this one. And the non-contact foul will take it back to the 9-yard line. One more time, he'll go back and go on one knee. And that ought to do it. Clock ticking down, and there you see it. The celebration begins here at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena for the Bruins of UCLA. Well, that's it from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
Ziggy to kick.